Like a lot.
Yeah, it's already turned up for me there.
Okay. You make your way out of the train station and into what seems to be some sort of desolate, abandoned. Wait, no, that's the wrong monologue. Give me a second. Here we go. As you all fully enter the rundown encampment, following Elijah, you make your way to a campfire with a large pot of soup over top it. Which, by the way, move your tokens to where I am moving the man.
I'm
You
reset
see
my
this?
password. Can someone move me?
Okay. Yes, I will move you. You see this fire, like, here? Yes, or to this fire. Let me move Will.
Thank you.
Here's a Will. The soup is being stirred by a woman who appears to be in her mid-30s. Elijah gestures for you all to sit down. We've got plenty of room, relatively, so make yourself as comfortable as you can. If you need blankets, I think we have a few extra. He points over his shoulder to a tent behind his back. Oh, and if you want to talk to Pauline, the one who's met Raymond, she's probably by that tent over there. You see Eliza nimbly hop over one of the old benches that sit around the fire, leaving you all to your own devices. Whee!
Man just got teleported into the wall.
True! He's no clipping for real! No, I'm just moving him off the map. Anywho. So, what would you all like to do? Anyone who has a name by them as an NPC you can talk to, including the
None
lady
of them
who
have
has
names.
Right. What?
We can't see any of their names.
What do you mean
Yeah,
they
none
don't
of them
have
have
names?
names.
We can't see their names.
Why can't you see their names? Any NPC who are not the two in this room you can interact with.
Okay. Yeah, none of them have names.
They all have names on mine. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you may talk to any of them except for the two in this room who are canonically asleep.
And the guy who's no clipped into reality, into the
Yes.
void.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna roll a d6 to see who gets to talk to random people first. Tam, who would you
Yes.
like to talk to?
I'm going to actually find a spot to, preferably in a corner, sit down and write in my notebook.
Okay. So you basically just hop over into the corner and you start writing. That's what you're gonna be doing. Next up, Skid. Who would you like to talk to?
Internet moment again?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, skid internet.
Yeah, go. Roll me a d4. Wait, never mind. I'll wait till Skid's done typing.
Skid's internet is no longer interneting. What did you say? What did you mean? What did you say, Will?
I can't see it right now. I'm still logging in. Can you just like roll me like a number and decide which one I'm gonna approach?
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Righty, well, we'll have you approach this lad down here. Alrighty.
One that looks like an elf.
Yeah, because roll 20 only has so many free tokens. Oh my god, Skid's alive. Okay, Skid, who would you like to talk to?
No, you can let Will go.
Okay, we'll let Will go. So Will, you kind of like walk up to this man who appears to be in his late 20s, early 30s, and is wearing, fairly casual clothes. He's wearing basically like a teal button down and some, like cargo pants with some, just kind of run-of-the-mill boots. Nothing fancy. And you kind of see that he's kind of just sitting there, like, reading a book. He doesn't have a book on the token. I don't care. He's reading a book. And you see him kind of look up. Oh, you're new.
So yeah, I certainly feel new.
You see him kind of like flip the page. We haven't gotten too many fresh faces in a while. I mean, congratulations for making it here in one piece.
Yeah, appreciate that. And then from there, does my character have like anything like on his person, like any kind of like special tokens or like mementos he has on his person?
Like of what?
I'll say a lighter.
Yeah, you'd probably have like a lighter and a cigar.
Okay, cool. So I take up the cigar and I hold it out to him. Smoke?
Ugh, I could definitely use one. You see him basically take the cigar and your lighter, and you see him basically light it for himself.
Oh, I was gonna light it for him.
Oh, you're gonna light it for him. Okay, so he kind of takes the cigar and like basically holds it out as if like, not like demanding, but like asking you to light it.
Right. As he's like doing that, I'm basically like like when you're struggling to get the lighter going.
Yes.
So it takes me like a good like maybe 4 to 5 tries, and then I'm
I mean,
able
I
to
have
keep it consistent
I have
for
a
him.
lighter next to me if we want sound effects.
Nah, it's okay.
Okay.
So I basically light it for him, and then I asked him like, "Yo, so it's my last one. I'll take a few good puffs, and then I'll take the rest."
Alrighty. You see him take like a couple puffs of smoke. Holy crap. And then like basically hand it back over to you.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, is there like a piece of like, is there like tough leather, like piece of like rubble or like charred wood?
Yeah, there'd be like some, not like a bunch of debris. The place is fairly tidy, but you could find like something to like.
Okay. So I forgot my name. Bud.
Bud.
Sorry, it's been a long
A
week.
week.
Yeah.
It's been a week. I will just go, like I would nod at him, and then I just so as he takes like a piece of like burnt wood, and he uses to douse the flame.
Alright. So you see him basically kind of like, mark the spot in the book by folding one of the pages back, and he kind of puts it to the side of him. So, what were you, I guess, doing before you got here?
Uh, Prohibition made so Prohibition's been making things a lot easier lately. Been so so was working at a dead end job. Had a good car. Said I help out a friend, and then boom. Next thing I know, I'm working for one of the new, so the new organization, so to speak.
Ah, bootlegger, I'm assuming then?
Yep.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't do the same, but given that I was in the cable car driving business in San Francisco, I got quite a few people coming through and overheard some conversations that probably should have been kept at lower volumes.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I was just your standard wage worker. Wife, one kid. Miss her, but what can you do?
Mm.
I don't really feel like dying just yet, so I'm staying here for a while to, I guess, get my bearings and rest a bit. I'm one of the newer folks around here, as you
Mm.
can probably tell by the fact that I haven't told you to go fuck yourself yet, unless you haven't talked to anyone else. In which case, don't expect everyone to be super friendly, since everyone's kind of on edge.
Everyone's handling it in their own way. Well, you did tell me to go fuck myself to a degree, but let's see. Get to know me enough. Uh, you'll have plenty of reasons why.
I mean, I try not to directly tell people to go fuck themselves, because normally that gets you punched in the face. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm just a bit curious about like. So you said you're kind of recent, right? Anything you've currently noticed that was a bit strange, like the person in charge. We found like the name of the conductor shows up. Does that have any bearings to you?
To me, well, I know that, I guess, he created or at least owns the place, and he's, from what I know, the primary threat.
Mm-hmm.
After all, that's normally whenever we hear that someone's died, it's, oh, so and so got picked off by the conductor yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about all I know. I haven't actually ran into him myself, thankfully. My trip here was actually pretty simple, and I wasn't even really aware of how dangerous the place was until I got here and I heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess when the lights went out, I did hear some heavy footsteps and breathing, though I didn't see anything,
Mm-hmm.
or hear anything other than that, which was admittedly scary, but I ended up fine, so I didn't think too much of it.
Right. Let's see. Sounds to me like we have completely different occupations. There's not exactly what was it? What's any? Did you notice like any commonalities between the other poor schmucks and yourself?
Um, I mean, a couple. I mean, there's some of quite a few of us are married, though that's not too crazy. The number of kids varies pretty widely. Most of us have different occupations, though it seems like there's quite a few more lower class people than upper class, at
Hmm.
least from what I've seen.
Hmm.
Very few, like, scientists or well known authors, mostly just run of the mill people that won't be missed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really the only thing that I've seen that has in common, though. I'm not the brightest tool in the shed. Sharpest tool in the shed? Sharpest tool in the shed!
You're uh I'm not gonna so what's his face? Bud's gonna like make like a little snicker and then he's gonna think of like a joke that how like a joke of saying, yeah, you are a tool. But I don't know if that's actually like an insult in this time period yet.
I think it is. I don't actually know myself.
And
I'm looking.
Anyway,
I mean, it
continue.
doesn't appear on the list. So.
Yeah, it may or may not be.
it doesn't really matter. Um
No.
so what I'm trying to get at here is I'm trying to look for like any kind of like um what was it? Similarities between like all the various different like victims here.
Yeah, each of them actually have information on that, and all he has really picked out himself is that most of the people that are around here are lower wage or, like, non-notable people.
Oh,
No,
so
like, experts in
that's
fields, just kind of
mhm.
run-of-the-mill, either just graduated or, have been working low-wage, blue-collar jobs for a long time.
Oh, okay. So the okay, so that's what he's able to make of it. Um, and he goes, so were you ever like part of like an orchestra involved with like the a subway in some way, shape, or form?
Probably, I mean, like I said, I drove cable cars, but, I mean, I've lived on the West Coast most of my life, and cities there are not exactly known for their expanses of subways, though there are a couple people I know who are from cities who have them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all pretty new to me. I mean, of course, I'd heard of them in newspapers and stuff, but that's about it.
Mm. So you know about the trains, yes? Like about train lines, all that kind of stuff.
How they function? Yeah. I mean, cable cars are a little different than trains, but it's similar mechanics. Both they look similar. They all run on tracks. The like both get people where they need to go.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of it? Because it looks like there's not like a lot like to show like what's keeping these trains powered or fueled.
No, that's the weirdest part. Is that when I got to the conductor's room, guess I should call it that. When I got to the place where you normally see someone driving the train, first of all, there was no one there, and second of all, when I was just inspecting the hardware, it didn't look like anything I recognized. And I've seen the inside of a lot of different, eras of train and cable cars, and none of it made sense to me. I mean, it looked like there wasn't even any sort of brake, but the train stopped on its own.
Mm. So is it more like as in that is it more like as in it's meant to look like a train, or it doesn't follow the rules of what you know a train to be?
I mean, as far as it looks like a train. It seems to function like a train, and looking at the outsides, it looks like a train, and looks like it should function how a train would, except I didn't see anywhere where an engine could be, where there could be steam or coal powering it, so it seems like, though they look and resemble trains, they break all laws of how they should function. I mean, no train should be able to stop as fast as these ones do, first of all.
Hmm. Really?
No, if you've ever tried to stop a train, which you probably haven't, they don't stop that quick, especially, any of the ones that look as old as the first one was. I mean, normally it's gonna take a while for them to grind to a halt, but it seemed like it went from, 100 to 0 pretty quickly. Which, I mean, I guess it could be possible, but it's unlikely.
Hmm. So this is either a very advanced train or it's just something that isn't following. seemingly like development of technology are what we understand as logic.
Yeah, it looks like it's fancier than anything I've known, and it doesn't seem like it should be powered with anything I've seen. So it's either something that, has been invented specifically for here, or it's just not following the rules at all through some other means. But either way, it's not normal.
So okay. Question:
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to recognize the type of train?
Type? Well, the one that I was on, it looked like it should have been diesel powered. However, I couldn't see anywhere where they could refuel it or anywhere where fuel could have been stored.
Mm-hmm. So diesel power. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Intriguing. And then from there, I give him like a little puff of this cigar one more time before I completely douse it.
Alrighty.
He goes, appreciate that. And I do, and despite the circumstances, and how like awful the saying might be, but I'm just gonna say, so don't die.
You too. I mean, it'd be a shame to waste the rest of your life by dying to some creepy, horrible monster in a weird, strange place that follows no laws of traditional anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's up with the fucking vending machines? No one ever refills them, yet they have infinite stuff.
That is a very, very strange quirk. Hmm. Vending machines. Uh, did you ever like buy anything from them?
Not myself, but I've never found any of the things that go in them. But from what I've heard from the people who have, uh, it apparently sometimes they and only them can hear things, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, they'll hear strange noises or sounds, however, no one else around them can hear those things, so we chalk it up to people just going crazy mostly.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your assistance. Oh, what's your name, by the way?
Oh, Frank. Yours?
So Bud. So my real name is Buddy, but my friends call me Buddy. My friends call me Bud, and my name is Bud. So Buddy Light.
Nice name for the business. Nice to meet you.
I just shake his hand and I go.
Mm-hmm.
It goes until we meet again.
Hopefully we do.
So, and that's where I end my conversation with that person.
Alrighty, Skid's taking a piss. Tim, is there anything you'd like to do?
Sure. So, I've been sitting in the corner. I am actually going to go and like follow where I'd seen Bud go.
Okay. So you kind of
And
see, like, you kind of peek into the doorway.
yeah, I'm a little gremlin child. So, Bud, you'll see he peeking through the door with a red book clutched to his chest and a pencil in one hand. Um, and said red book looks very tattered, like it's been through a lot, but definitely holding up pretty well without any major problems. Um, and it's just a simple red case. Looks kind of like a drawing notebook or just some sort of book. Doesn't have a title, so you're assuming it's not like a novel or anything like that. And he'll say, Darb, can I talk to you?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Bud, but since I don't know Bud's name, I'm calling him Darb.
You do know Bud's name.
He never told me his name.
Yes, he
Technically,
did.
Bud hasn't told anyone hasn't told any of us his
Yeah,
name.
he never said.
We introduced the rest of ourselves, but then Bud didn't introduce himself back.
Oh, okay.
What was that? I'm saying that in character.
Can I show you something? I talk to you.
Sure.
Okay. And I will wander back and like I'm assuming that's a bench sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like a benchish thing.
Okay, so I'll go there. And sort of glance back as I'm walking, like, come on, are you coming?
Yeah. Cause don't move me. I'm currently responding an email to a coworker.
You're now
There
on the
you go.
bench.
Good job. And I'll hand Bud my notebook and basically be like, I want your thoughts.
Okay. You want my thoughts? What am I looking at?
It's my journal. I keep track of what I do during the day. Um,
Hmm.
I used to do it just to doodle,
Mm-hmm.
but then after Joey died, I sort of did it keep track of making sure I was okay. I've been writing down what happened to us, seeing if I can tie it all together.
Hmm. I appreciate that. Um, Before we continue, what's this note here? Make sure so stab them when they're asleep.
What?
I'm making a joke. Um. Uh.
Oh, oh, I didn't think at the beginning I could trust you.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
learned some things being on my own, one of which adults aren't safe.
right. And then from there I go. Okay. So what? Okay. Interesting notes you got here. Um. So what are you able to deduce?
There's a lot of tree. I know that much. I've mostly just been trying to keep um, information on what we see. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been able to think about it too much. I mean, we almost died several times.
Yeah, several times. Uh, got a close call just not 10 minutes ago. How long ago was that, Loon?
um, out of in-game, probably around like 20.
Oh, like 20 minutes. Got it.
I'm assuming it's close to the end of the day. I normally write stuff down as it happens, but didn't really get a chance to.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. Um, Out of game, what are you trying to share with Bud here? I'm having trouble understanding.
Oh, it um basically I'm just trying to start a conversation. Uh, I have an actual physical notebook next to me that I have been writing stuff down in.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm basically trying to put that in here.
Oh, okay. Applying. That's not applying what you know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically
Uh,
sharing information, I think.
got. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then
Yeah.
if it goes, so yeah. My name's As I lean in, I kind of just like may I? I take what was it? I take a pen. Does he have like a pen or is it a pencil?
I mean, he has a pencil, but
Hmm.
I mean, you would probably have a pen at some maybe question mark.
Yeah, well, you would to sign off on orders and stuff.
Okay, yeah. So I would just take out like a little pen, and then from there I write down the full name Bartholomew.
uh, are what is that?
By um my before I became a bootlegger, you kind of it's not always best to share your name. Bartholomew is my original like uh my legal name.
Oh,
Uh,
not Darb.
yeah. I go by. I go like yeah, and I go so, yeah. How am I gonna say this? It's like yeah, right there. So there you are, Dippy. Hmm.
And I guess it sticks. Since you've told me yours, my real name isn't Bucky. I got it when I came here. I don't use my old name anymore. That's tied to an old life.
Hmm. Shame.
Carl. Kid.
Good roll. Alrighty.
Kid.
So I'm gonna cut you guys off there. I'll let you resume
Okay.
that conversation in a little bit. Skid,
Okay.
who would you like to talk to?
Me. Who's the lady that we're supposed to talk to about the thing?
This lady who I just pinged is the one who has. Oh my god, I just moved her instead of pinging her again.
Nice.
This lady here is the one who, in theory, has seen Raymond.
Okay. Edward is he's just straight vibing, just like standing here, getting like a feel for the room itself. And he is going to not like give like a serial killer stare at her, but he's going to like look at her and try to like what's this woman doing? He wants to like evaluate her first before going up and talking to her.
Before she's kind of like, she's kind of, you can tell from her body language that even though she's in somewhere that is, fairly safe, you can see that her body language is very anxious and kind of like, at any moment poised to run. And you see, like, though she's wearing fairly baggy clothes, even from distance, you can tell that she looks fairly skinny, and though you've seen that everyone here is, maybe a little underweight, she looks especially so. And as you see that she appears to be basically, like, sewing up, like, a sweater. Like,
Okay.
patching a sweater.
What color is this sweater?
It is white.
Okay. Just had to make sure. All right. Edward is going to. So he has that little bit of stale bread in his bag. He's going to take that out and very clearly telegraph that he's like very obviously like walking towards her, like he's like starts humming, so that way she notices him as he's walking over.
Alrighty. So she does notice you, so she doesn't like jump and pull a knife or anything. You see her kind of turn to you. Oh my god, what the fuck, Google Docs? Sorry. You see that as you like kind of get closer, you can tell that she is fairly pale, and you see her lips are kind of cracked. She just seems in like general like kind of disarray. And as she looks up from what she's doing to look at you, but you see that like almost as if by muscle memory, she's continuing to like sew the sweater. Ugh. A new one, eh? What's your story?
I don't really have a story, but I do have this for you. You look like you could need it. Edward hands out the bread, clearly just trying to like go quickly through this conversation.
Okay. You see her basically take the bread and kind of give you a nod and basically like, tear off a piece and start eating it. Most people here, if they're giving you something, are only giving it for you because they want something in return. What's your question?
Want much. Though I did hear that you happen to know a certain person named Raymond is?
Well, no is a bit of an exaggeration, though. I did, I guess, meet him once?
Oh? Do tell.
He was, I don't know how to put it, bold, maybe? Foolish, some would say. Probably no more than about 5'10", dark hair, you know the type. Just white man, I guess. I mean, I'm one to talk. At the time, I didn't get a good look because I was running for my life from, that thing. I'm sure you've seen it. The cat-like one.
Oh yes,
white
that one.
fur. That one. And just this man suddenly stepped in front of me, and he put one hand on that thing's head, and it bowed just like it was a child bowing to its elders. And he didn't say a word. No, sir. And he just started to comfort the thing, stroking its head like you would, an abandoned puppy or a kitten that you'd find on the street. I was confused, not to mention still terrified, but I took it as an out and a cue to leave. He kept soothing it, petting its head, not even whispering anything to it, and it didn't move, but I didn't wait to see if it was gonna, and as I was walking, he looked to me, still scratching that thing, and gave me this smile that chilled me to my bones. Didn't say a word again, not one. No, sir, but pinned to his sweater vest was, those, like, office name tags that people have?
Yes, those.
One of those, it was pretty tattered, but you could read it even in the light. Raymond Russell. Bless his heart, he saved my life, but somewhere, for some reason, I was terrified of him. Something about him, the way he was looking at that thing and just the way he moved, was not quite human. His silence spoke louder than words.
Intriguing. So when you said he had a kind of chilling smile, could you describe that a little bit more?
Out of context, let me put this monologue in its, like, pre-written form in roleplay. This is the gist of all you. This is all you. This is like the meat of what was said.
Oh, yeah.
So you see her kind of nod. You know that smile someone will give you when they're obviously, that, I don't know how to describe it, but some people, when they smile at you, can tell they're forcing it or that it's not genuine.
Yes.
It was like that, but almost as if it was masking something threatening, almost.
Intriguing. Well, alright then. I don't think I'll bother you anymore. I'll leave you alone.
Alrighty. What's your name, by the way?
Edward O'Sullivan.
Nice to meet you. Just call
Nice
me
to meet you as
Pauline
well.
if you have to.
Alrighty. It was nice meeting you, Pauline.
You too. Keep yourself safe out there, alright?
Oh, I
Don't
sure
need
am
anyone else
trying.
getting murdered.
Oh, I don't plan on being murdered anytime soon. But thank you.
No one ever plans on it. Yes? Father! Anyways,
I could
Weird.
tell by the immediate tone change.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, Skip, what would you like to do now as we kind of transition back to the two gremlins down here?
So he's gonna kind of like look around the room, notice them, and he's going to kind of just like attempt to listen in on their conversation, kind of curious about his new buddy-o pals.
They'd probably be being pretty quiet, so please roll your listen skill.
Cool.
You're gonna need a hard success or better.
Hard success or better. Let me try that. Where is my listen skill?
Watch is
Well,
gonna get like a 3.
that'd be cool. That's a funny number. That's out of 20, so that's definitely
69.
a fail. But
That's a big pee-pee fail.
That's
Alrighty.
fine by me.
So as you're kind of trying to listen in, you can hear them like talking to each other, but between all the other ambient noise, the fire, other people chatting, and you just thomkin, you don't really hear much. You hear like a couple words here and there, but nothing super important. All right, you two, we're gonna go back to your conversation.
What was the last thing that was said?
You were talking about you guys had just finished talking about like your real names and what you work for.
Names, right? Yes.
So, anyways, you gotta break the beer bottle like, in a certain way so that way you can use it as a shiv. It's a good way whenever you want to intimidate somebody in the middle of nowhere.
That's what my knife is for.
Well, if you don't
Not
have
many
it,
people will.
Hmm.
Not many people will go up to a child with a knife.
You would never know unless they got heat.
That's true. I mean, you do, and I trust you. So.
Yeah. And then from there, I just look over my shoulder, go, "Oh hey, what's up?"
Oh, hi, Edward.
Oh yeah, it's the gumshoe.
Laddie. Skid, we're talking to you.
Skid's internet's probably doing a funny.
Ah, true.
Oh, Skid's
Probably.
muted.
Oh, well then. Maybe roommate? Maybe. Anyway.
To move to the living room. Okay. Continue talking
Yeah.
as if Edward isn't there.
Oh, okay.
Just a second.
yeah, other than the I just have the basic. I just have what happened. Any idea of what it means?
Um, the what happened? I'm asking out of character.
So he writes down in his notebook what happens throughout the day,
Oh, okay.
mostly as it happens, but he wrote it all down right now. That's why he was writing in the corner.
Mhm.
Um, so he just wrote down what happened. He's asking you if it makes sense in any sort of way.
Oh, yep. It certainly makes sense. Uh, yeah, it certainly makes sense. And besides, it's a good way to keep like a record of things that are currently going on here. And
Yeah, I like writing stuff down. Makes me feel at least somewhat when I'm alone.
mhm. Let's see. Uh, there's a strange things at play here. It's hard to.
Yeah.
It's really hard to know what to really do or really this with the because it's called because this conductor fella. Something about it is just a bit off to me because this train doesn't exactly run on diesel power, and we haven't exactly found ways where they store the fuel. There's no coal either. Oh, and if I remember correctly, and what I remember from college is that so there's also electricity too, and like there's also the conductors, conduits. So, and I just realized I'm currently speaking in probably like really big words in front of a 12-year-old. So I start to I elaborate in further detail
I
what each of them
I
mean.
I have a meme for this. Give me a second. This is so out of character and not what I'm saying in game. But I don't give a shit. Anyway, keep talking while I find this thing.
Yeah. So and then from there, let's see. Uh, the conductor. So we definitely know
I'm back. My
we're
living room this time.
we're being toyed with in some way, and it definitely enjoys watching us suffer.
At this point is when Ed walks up.
Got it.
Oh, hey, Flatty.
Did you say flatty or fatty?
Flatty.
Just call me Edward.
I prefer Flatty.
Anyway, what have you two been up to?
mm, having a heart to heart?
Oh,
Yeah. Got to explain a little bit about what's going on. Um, were you able to figure anything out when the guy you were talking to earlier?
oh, yes. Edward will, just like, I don't know, tell the information that he learned.
Recap the story.
Recap the story. Yes, very eccentrically and whimsically because he's Edward and he's weird.
Okay.
Okay. So, it's a bit still unusual, but why we're even brought here in the first place. Because, so, maybe the conductor kind of thought, like, because you would be no one miss because you're. Is it appropriate to call you an orphan?
Kind of. I mean, my dad went to war, and I left home on my own. I don't have a family here, but in theory, my mom's still alive.
Hmm.
In theory.
I haven't been home in years. I left when we got the letter. She was struggling with money.
Hmm. Got a dad then. Okay. Just so you know, kid, I'm a very terrible father.
I don't need a dad. I figured it out on my own so far. I mean, I've been on the street, what? How long has it been? Almost 3 years at this point? I figured it out.
Okay.
Of course, I had Joey, but he was more of an older brother to me than a dad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alrighty. So does it look like we need to talk to the other NPCs now, or do we kind of get all the information we can get?
There's a couple miscellaneous things that you could learn. But you don't have to talk to more of them if you don't want to.
Okay.
Skip to the next big thing.
Alrighty. Let's
The one
see.
that you probably should talk to is the girl by the fire who's making the soup, since you're gonna have to talk to her anyway in order to get your dinner.
Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm hungry. I'm very
I mean,
hungry.
You all would be at
Okay.
this time.
Do we have any sense of time?
You have a sense of time, as in, your circadian rhythm wouldn't have been fucked up yet. So in all
Okay.
your brains, it's getting towards nighttime.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, food sounds good, I guess. I mean, I probably have something in my bag. Some
It.
leftovers from last time I stole.
Hmm. You might be.
I don't trust any food that comes out of that bag, so I'd rather just stay with the stuff cooked over by the fire. Thank you.
I
You
don't.
probably
I'm
should
not,
too.
I'm not stupid. I keep
No, I'm
my
not calling you
food
stupid. I'm calling you
resources.
smelly and stinky.
Excuse me, sir.
You are excused.
Since when is your kind any help to me? All you've done is get in my way. I get my food my own way, and I get it constantly.
Well, yes, because you're
None of this.
stealing. Stealing is bad. However, I can't really enforce anything here. And also, once again, I'm not a cop. I'm a federal investigator. There is a difference.
As
I
you
don't
two
just
Same-
go
are
around
arguing,
arresting people.
so
That's
as
Same
you
different.
thing. You wear the badge.
so
What
as
badge?
you guys are arguing, you basically see this probably around 32-year-old woman with nice blonde hair, fairly tired eyes, who's wearing a quaint but fairly pretty red red gown. She kind of walks over to you guys. All right, you two, that's enough of that.
As they're arguing, I'm gonna assault. Bud is going to just start like immediately just dishing himself out, and he basically casually put like a bowl in front of both of them.
Alrighty, so you dish up some of the soup, and you see her kind of turn towards you. Will, thank you. I was just gonna ask if you wanted some of that, since you're some of the last ones here. Oh, you're new. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I haven't seen you around, so I'm assuming. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong.
Uh,
We're definitely new. You are
Okay.
correct.
I'm pretty good with remembering most of the people here, but I wasn't sure if you'd been some of the ones who'd like left a while ago and came back. So yeah.
no, we're definitely just passerbys.
Fair enough. Might as well get some food in you, though. After all, you can't run from horrible monstrosities on an empty stomach as well as you can if you've eaten.
Speaking of which, where did you get the food?
Where'd I get the food? Oh, I'm the resident. Hey, Mabel, go to the vending machine so I don't have to hear those horrible, horrible noises, person.
Got it.
Chick
Noises?
comes out of the vending machine. Hasn't killed me yet, and I've been here for, what, I'd probably say a couple months?
Noises?
Noises? Yeah, not as bad as some of those. Sometimes they're worse than others. Sometimes they're just strange whispers. Other times, kinda, how do I put this? Horrible, messed up screaming, but only I can hear it. They call me crazy, but they won't touch it themselves because they're too scared. So, don't know if it's me or if it's probably me. I'm kind of going insane in here, but, just noises. Anywhere from screams to whispers. Sometimes it's children, sometimes it's full grown adults, sometimes it's babies. Don't know where they come from, don't know why I hear them, but they're there.
You don't like that concern, like eating anime reaction.
Yes.
Bud's just gonna make that face as she's like talking in front of him about like all like as she's starting to go off.
Edward is still, as he has been doing this entire time, smiling as he's like eating his soup.
Yeah, it's like the like the kind of shitty chicken noodle soup that you can buy at like the cans are like
Angles?
no, like the kind of shitty like name
from
brand
Stewart's.
slightly too salty chicken noodle soup. It's that.
Oh yeah, that. Nice.
It's not awful.
Oh,
It's not
food.
great. Yeah,
I
help
think-
yourself. We've got plenty. We found I wouldn't say stockpile, but we found plenty of blank tickets a couple days ago, so we've got plenty to go around for now.
I immediately like nudge Bucky, and then I nod toward the lady.
Huh?
What? Huh? No, wait.
I look toward the lady and I go, "Thank you."
No problem. I mean, kinda don't need anyone else to die in front of me. That wasn't a great experience, and I'm gonna pretend like I never said that because I don't want to talk about it. You see her kind of like shake her head.
Understandable.
Anyway, did you guys see anything horrible on your way here? Because I sure hope not.
Oh,
definitely did.
oh yeah, oh yes.
Yes. Someone got stabbed.
The weird cat thing.
The weird guy. Oh, the conductor. Yeah, him. You mean yeah. You planning on like going further on to like line 2 or anything?
I mean, we hope to get out of here. So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to really stick around here and have this be the end of my line.
Fair enough. I will warn you that apparently the further in you go, the more frequently the lights go out, and when the lights go out, I'm sure you already know what happens. Hide. Just hide.
Yeah, we did that the first time. I found a very good corner.
Good. I don't really know you, so I can't say I'm glad you survived, but, you know, at least you didn't get torn apart. And that's good for everyone involved, I feel like.
Yeah.
You see her kind of shrug. Anyway, I'm probably annoying you, but if you want seconds, just come and grab me. There should be enough for everyone to have 2 bowls. And, I'd recommend, even if you're not super hungry, if you plan on leaving anytime soon, to just get a little extra energy, since, obviously, it's not like there's places where you can get soup everywhere around here.
Okay.
With this being prohibition and all, do I have like a flask?
Yeah, you do. You'd have a flask, especially because you're a bootlegger, you definitely have like a flask of whiskey, moonshine whiskey.
Cool. I just is there like water here or anything like that?
Yeah. We have a couple of extra, I guess tanks, you could call them? It's one of the things that the vending machines give out, that sometimes weird things come out when we, try and get water, but most of the time it gives water.
Something was really weird at one of the vending machines I looked at earlier.
And what's that?
Something about a nice, elegantly like bright brown bar called Snickers.
Snickers? Oh, yeah, those. You can't actually get those. You just can kind of see them through the glass.
Mm-hmm.
We don't actually know what they taste like. They look kind of like chocolate, but like really weird, fake-looking chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. As I just basically eat more. So
I noticed my food that was like next to me while they were talking, so I've just been like thinking at it.
Nom 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 nom. You want some more, kid? You look kind of, I don't want to say,
bony.
Yes, bony. You want
Scrawny.
more?
Oh. Weak.
Malnourished.
I hate
That's a
both
good one.
of you.
And then from there I just tussle Bucky's hair.
Yeah.
Feisty, despite being, what did you say? bony. Yeah, you want a second bowl? I can go grab them for you real quick.
I'm used to this.
Take the second bowl.
You should take the second bowl. You
Give
see
it
her
to the-
basically
give it to the
like
second
take your
bowl.
empty bowl, walk over, fill it up with soup, and basically put it down in front of you. I know that you're proud. You're looking at me with those eyes that say, "I'm not going to ask for more, even though I want it." And I've seen enough kids to know what those mean, which means that if I didn't get it for you, you weren't going to get it for yourself. So here you go.
I mean, that one, pointing at Bud, has called me just something that started with an R. I don't know what he said.
Uh,
I'm assuming with context it meant good at finding stuff. Yeah, anyway.
Well then, if you guys want to sleep, I mean, I'm not the boss around here, but I'm sure that there's, a couple free beds up in the room. She kind of like points to the room where the other people are sleeping, so this room. Should be some extra people up in there should be some extra bedrolls up in there, sleeping bags and the like. The quality of which I can't, I'm not going to tell you. It's probably going to be one of the worst sleeps of your life if you're used to beds, but at least you won't be cold, hopefully.
I mean, I'm used to a box, but I'm sure these two are not.
Oh, and at night, if you hear any like strange whispers, just ignore them.
What do they whisper about?
It's kind of cryptic, honestly, and most people can't actually make out what they're saying. But the people who have, something about dreams and screams.
Oh,
So yeah, just don't follow the whispers. If you hear, not everyone hears them. Some people do, some people don't. Some people hear them for a couple nights and never hear them again. If you do hear them, don't be tempted to go figure out where they're coming from. Everyone who's done that hasn't come back.
Understood.
yeah.
I think finding somewhere closed in sounds safe.
You see, Mabel kind of turn away. Anyway, stay safe out there. If you're heading out tomorrow, I can probably give you some food for the trip.
We'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, and
And
about that water, you see her kind of like gesture to where like these barrels are on like the map. Should be over there.
got it. And then from there, Bud is going to explain the nuances of like his marking system. Red's for danger, blue is for search, orange is uncertain.
It was pink.
Pink, yeah, pink.
Oh, what should mine be for? Holding out, or like getting the chapstick out of his bag and like holding it out.
Yeah, it's like whitish.
It's chapstick. It's not color.
Yeah.
What's this one for?
Oh, the chapstick one?
Yeah, Bucky's
Is that what
holding
it
out
is?
his chapstick that he stole.
Oh, the chapstick?
Chuck.
That's when your mouth gets, so it feels a little bit irritated.
Not mouth, lips.
Same thing.
Do
I'm
you
sure
eat it?
It is not. No,
So it's the face hole where the food goes in.
you definitely should not eat it.
And then from there,
Isn't
so
that
Bud,
what you just said though? You said put it.
Don't eat it. You put it on your lips. You don't put it in your mouth. Putting it in your mouth could probably lead you to die, and dying is not very good, now is it? I would love it, but I'm sure you wouldn't.
You
So you
hear
rub it on your lips.
you hear like a
Oh.
concerned what as you like coming from the other side of the camp. When you say dying is bad for you, I might like it, but I'm sure you wouldn't.
Edward just flashes like
As-
a very innocent-looking smile.
As you see, like basically, like a kid that's probably around Bucky's age, maybe a couple years older, basically like peeking up from behind this bench. No one should enjoy death. Are you okay, sir?
Oh, I enjoy other people's death. Don't worry about it.
Please don't come any. You know what? You see him like basically take a couple steps back. gonna keep my distance from you.
Oh, I won't kill you. Something else might.
That's
He's a bit
really
goofy.
threatening. He's goofy. Terrifying. He's terrifying. You see the kid
Edward
kind of turn around.
once again
Hunter!
flashes.
There's a weird man in there.
Edward once again flashes like an innocent smile that has like sinister undertones to it.
You hear the kid basically, you hear like a kid in the other room, and then he said, like, that other things would, and you basically hear him like recapping the story to someone in the other room.
Splendid. Anywho, yes, Bucky, do not eat it.
But it's in a little container. Containers mean food.
No, it does not. Do you want to know what else is in the container? Makeup. Do you want to know what makeup does? Melt your face off. You might not want to eat that. Because it will melt your face off and your organs.
Oh.
Yes, you put it on your lips. It makes it, when your lips are chapped, like hard and dry, you put it on that and it makes it feel slightly better. Don't eat it. Unless you want your organs to melt from the inside out. And nothing can fix that.
No. Yes, you're right.
Good.
No.
Alrighty.
He's being full on grumbly child right now.
Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna go down the order. The last thing you guys want to do before in context, you get some rest. Will, what would you like to do?
Let's see. And we haven't really talked to anyone yet, have we? Anyone else? Or did we talk to like the main person we needed to do?
You've talked to Mabel, who's probably Mabel and Paulina are the two most important. You've talked to Frank down here. There's this guy. When you go to get the water, you'll probably just talk to this guy over here, just kind of like by default. You've met the kid, who Edward fully terrified, and then there's the guy in the kitchen.
Okay. I think I'll probably approach the guy in the kitchen.
Alrighty. So at this point, you see the kid is still like, talking his ear off. I'll move your token. Alrighty, so you basically still see the kid talking his ear off, and then, guess what happens after that? Oh, what happened? And then, I told Sammy that if he didn't give me back my, oh, hi, you're the guy from earlier. You see, like, the guy, the non-child also turn on, oh, hey there. Sorry, I didn't hear you come in. I'm busy, preparing sandwiches. Preparing sandwiches? Yeah, preparing sandwiches. You see, he's basically basically like spreading mayonnaise and, stuff basically on like loaves of bread. Not loaves of bread, but like slices of bread. You can tell that he's probably preparing like lunch or something for people tomorrow.
Okay. I go, hi. Have either of you two been here for a while?
Charlie here, not so much, but myself, yeah. Hunter, by the way.
Hunter and Charlie. Bud.
The child is Charlie. Hunter's the guy with the beard.
Got it. Bud.
Nice to meet ya. Passing through or staying a while?
Passing through.
Fair enough. Anything I can help you with?
So yes. I've been meaning, I don't, I'm pretty sure you are equally as confused as we are. About the state of
Somewhat.
things.
I don't question too much anymore. Mabel says the vending machines scream. Guess the vending machines scream. Charlie says he hears whispers in the night. I guess there's whispers in the night. I did too hear whispers in the night, and they were talking about how people don't dream or something. Yeah. Whispers in the night, screaming vending machines. After that, I don't know what's gonna pop up next, but I've decided that it's not my problem.
Screaming vending machines. Okay. Let me try to think of what I could technically ask here. All right. So have you seen it?
It? Uh, Unfortunately, yes. Can Edward walk into the doorway? Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
um,
Horrible movie, by the way. I'm kidding.
yeah. You see him kind of, nod. Yeah. I mean, I did see it on my way here. Uh, Let me actually find the notes about his anecdote, because all of them have anecdotes as to,
Their
how it happened.
experiences.
Alrighty.
I'm
Yeah.
alive.
I'd always been terrified of the dark ever since I was a young child, and seeing that thing peer at me with those fucking eyes. Pardon my use of naughty language. Ugh, I am not going into the dark again. Normally the power doesn't go out here, so it's fairly safe. But ugh, I never want to see it again. Never want to see those eyes. Haunt my nightmares. Don't want to do it. Ugh, awful.
Okay. Um, when he says that, it's like, am I by myself or is like any other characters with me?
Ed
We've
would at this
met
point
you.
be like peering around the door, as well as Bucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're doing the Scooby Doo stack.
Yes.
Which makes sense because one of you is, or one of us is very short.
And the other one is I forgot how tall I made Edward, but I think he's like 5'11" or something.
Yeah, I believe he is.
Yeah, so you're about a foot taller than I am.
Yeah.
You see Charlie kind of turn around as he sees Edward. Hunter! Hunter, it's the guy from earlier! It's the creepy guy! Now, you're
Hello.
fine. You're fine. I'm sure he's not actually gonna do anything to you. You're not
Oh
actually
no,
gonna
I
do
would rather
anything.
something else do to you.
Oh, hey. So, you're passing through, right? As he looks to very pointedly at Edward.
No, I'm staying. I'm kidding. I'm leaving.
Good, good.
Greetings. Anyway, hello. I'm
Nice.
Edward.
Nice to make your acquaintance. I'm Hunter.
Indeed.
This little kid here is Charlie. I'm not that little. You're pretty little. Anyway,
Edward kind of like leans down the slightest bit, like kind of like slouches a bit and like does like the slow serial killer wave at Charlie. Hello.
you see Charlie kind of like basically duck behind this like cabinet here.
Dude, Edward's just doing this on purpose now.
You are absolutely horrible. Anyway, where were we? Ah, yeah, the
Wonderful.
eyes. It's those, yeah, its eyes glow. I don't like things that glow. I mean, I don't like the dark. I like things to light up the dark, but not those eyes. I would rather be in the dark than have those eyes light up the dark anytime soon. Not to mention its weird claw-like things that come out of its back.
The
While
weird.
he's been talking, I sort of snuck over and is crouched next to Charlie.
Alrighty, we'll handle that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Continue.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is yes, I've seen it, and it didn't do anything to me. It was like, basically, I was in the station and I walked across some boards. I heard this kind of like staticky noise, like you'd hear from a broken record. And next thing I know, everything was basically pitch black. The lights fizzled out, and I just saw these eyes on it, just peering at me from across the way. It didn't move, didn't make a sound. I could hear its breathing, and I just ran. I didn't look back. I just ran away, and I heard footsteps behind me, and I felt something almost like graze my neck. But at that point, the power snapped back on, and I was fine. But I'm after that I don't really want to do that again, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What were you doing?
What was I doing? Well, I was basically and I got along to the other side where the tracks were. I found this satchel that appeared to have something in it, a bag of sorts. I don't really know. Inside, I found uh oh god, it's been a while. I've been here a couple weeks, and my memory isn't what it used to be. But I found blank ticket, almost like the one I had that I when I woke up. There was this blank ticket, and as well as some like a bottle of water and like a box of matches. And I took the satchel with me, and and Vexera fucking died. Give me a second. Um, you know, I left. I took the satchel, put it over my shoulder, and that's when the power went.
Hmm.
I'm
Um.
assuming you've also seen it if you're asking about it.
Yeah. It.
It glows.
Yeah. It definitely glows.
That it does.
And then from there I go. Do you have that water with you right now?
Any of the water? Nah, I put it in the communal share once I got here. We all mostly share resources and supplies and stuff, since it's just easier that way.
What was the container?
Container? Uh, it was. You see him basically like kind of gesture with his hands, like a metal flask about this big, and the metal was a bit worn, a couple scratches on it. You'll know it if you see it.
Okay. So he said there was water and a blank ticket. Got it.
A water blank ticket and a box of matches.
And a box of matches.
I'll put that in roleplay.
He's giving that to us, or he's just telling us that he found it?
He's telling that that's what he found in the satchel.
Oh, he probably already spent the ticket then, huh?
You can probably assume that.
Because of a red dress lady.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Screaming vending machines.
Okay. And did you find that satchel before you were chased, or was it after you were chased?
Right before the lights went out. Basically, I picked it up and I thought to myself, might as well get going. And that's when I heard this, like, electrical humming just kind of taper out.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Is it more like as in he has more to say, or I have to ask the right questions, or I'm able to tell I've asked as much, like I got as much as I can out of him?
You can tell that if anything else did happen, when he saw the thing, that he doesn't really want to talk about it. And that it'd probably take some, like, prying to get anything more out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Though you can tell from kind of how he's acting, kind of just looking like kind of nervous, that probably something else happened when the thing was chasing him, though he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to talk about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna try this. Hey, buddy, we're just passing through here, but as we're passing through, I'm doing this marking system of safe places to go, and maybe it'll help you in the future travel far, or maybe we find the right path.
Okay.
I'm risking my life to essentially chart a pathway out of this place. So whatever you have, it would greatly help me, and then from there, it would also make this pathway we're discovering that's safe easier for us. So if you tell us everything you know, it will help us find a way out of here, and eventually for you to have a way out as well.
Please roll me a roll against your appearance score, because that encompasses personality and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh shit, I don't have. Can you pull up my character sheet?
It's 50.
It's 50. So just roll a
50 for a
d100.
regular success, 25 for a hard success, under 10 for an extreme success.
All right, let's see.
Mm.
21.
21. Critical success. You see him kind of sigh. Hey, Charlie, you probably don't want to hear about this again. You see him, the kid kind of nod, and we'll cut to you. We're gonna roll back the clock for your conversation, Tam, with him.
Yes.
You see him kind of nod. Okay. You see him basically kind of walk out, and as you notice, all of you, please roll me. Oh God, what's it called? I need to find the equivalent of perception. Please roll me first aid. All of you.
I think I have that as a proficiency. Never mind.
I'm looking.
You said first aid?
Yes.
Jesus, my roller is just way too...
22. My
22.
thingy is
16.
30.
You
For
What?
first aid.
succeed.
What category is it under?
It's alphabetized. It should be under
It's on your
It's
second.
just above history.
It's
it's
the second to the left in the middle.
it's right under the firearm stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you said first aid?
First
aid.
aid, yes.
Yep,
It's-
mine's a 30, so yep, I failed.
Tam, what did you roll?
16.
Alrighty. You both succeed.
Yay.
So you both spot as he's kind of walking away that he appears to be limping, not like super noticeably as he's running, but he definitely is limping on his left leg. You see Hunter kind of shake his head. Basically, I was sent here with that boy, and he was with me when we got here, though I don't like to give that away. And pretty much, as we were running, the thing got a hold of him, and I shot it. It was stupid of me, but I shot it right in its tendril thing. And though it didn't seem to make it, it didn't seem to do much like damage to it, but it dropped the boy and came after me. We got separated, and that's when I started running. It's angry at me, which is why I don't want to leave. I think that if I do, it's gonna try and come for me after what I did, because I ruined the fun of its hunt. And I could tell from just how it immediately turned its attention to me that it didn't like that. Not one bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't want to get shot either.
And then from there, he goes, supplies are stricken. And it goes, makes sense now. So Bud is going to turn to Edward and Bucky, and he goes, "All right, this thing here, it's a trap hunter. It prefers to leave out supplies that we will so we don't always necessarily need, but essentially are lifelines. It essentially goads us to look for supplies, and then once we interact with a supply in some way, shape, or form, it's like a fisherman. You know how when a fish tugs on the line, that is when it reels. So that's instead of reeling you in, it jumps into the water as we squirm away. So
The glowing one?
yes, the glowing one, the conductor.
Elin, I have a question.
Yes.
Last time, so when we experienced the lights going off, did we pick up any material or anything?
Will was searching a toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would do it.
So then from there he goes. It's an alarm system. Whatever we have in a way that is going to be helpful for us in any way, shape, or form, it knows about it, and that's when it begins to harass us or hunts.
So don't touch anything?
No, not touch anything. Before we touch anything, we should A, assess the situation, B, assess our location, C, find possible places to hide first before interacting, and then interact with it.
And before along with hiding, where we can run. So, in essence, it wants us. So, in essence, the venom. Okay, it leaves out supplies for us, but the only time when apparently the creature seemingly doesn't mess with you is when you use a ticket at a vending machine. It's almost as if it's happy we got away.
Yes, but it gives you whispers.
It whispers. It's. Have you ever seen like a cat play with a mouse? The cat could kill it any time. but the cat has more satisfaction tormenting the mouse. We're the mice. So whenever we find anything useful, discuss it first. Is that clear?
I'd say you two are more rats than I'm a mouse. But yes, I get it.
So no, I'm definitely a mouse. So the mice are really small and cute.
I'm the small one.
I'm the white one with the red eyes.
That's a horrid analogy.
I know.
You're also
I know it's a very horrid analogy based on the current circumstances, but I had a biology teacher who had used to have the most adorable mice. So, anyways, he goes, thank you for explaining this. And were you able to make a slimmer deduction based upon your scavenger runs?
You see him nod. Yeah, I haven't gone on any myself since we're afraid that if I go out, well, Elijah and the people who, organize the raids to go get stuff, I wouldn't call them raids, the expeditions to go get stuff, they think that maybe if they have me with them, they're at a greater risk of attack. And we have lost a couple, but not too many. Normally, we don't have entire parties that get wiped out, which is why we normally go in twos and threes. The trauma is worth surviving in some people's cases. Normally, we send out in pairs, and half the time one gets killed. There have been a couple cases where no one's come, though we're unsure if that's because they died to the thing or if they ran into something else. Since
Right.
obviously we don't have anecdotes, but most of the time, when only one returns, it's because it came to get them.
Right. Does it have favorites?
Favorites? Not necessarily. Though
The weak, the weak, the small, the strong.
It seems like it depends on what it's feeling because we haven't sensed too much of a. However, it seems. It seems to go after those who it thinks it can scare the easiest. So, for example, if there's someone who's, afraid of the. Like me, afraid of the dark, it's more likely to go after that person to capitalize on its previous fear.
Mm-hmm.
But that's mostly circumstantial, and we don't have too many cases of evidence to back that up, but that's the working theory.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Of course. I hope that you can find your way out.
And he goes, right. And then from there, he just goes, I don't know about you two, but I'm tired.
Yeah, I need to go find somewhere to lie down.
I mean, we do have beds, but if you wanna somewhere and think we have a tent that's currently open, you could probably stay in it for a night.
Bud's already there. Or he's already walking over there.
Alrighty, so basically, we're gonna say this tent right here is where you guys can stay.
Okay, yeah. Good with me. And that's what Bud does.
Okay. We're gonna roll back the clock. Go back in time real quick. When you're talking to the kids. So as you kind of creep across them, you kind of sit next to Charlie. So you kind of look to you. Oh, hey.
Hello.
You look. I mean, I guess I'm just not used to seeing other kids like me here. I mean, I'm not that young. I'm 14, but it feels like everyone here is an adult.
Yeah. Oh God, how old am I? I think I'm 12, 13. I don't know. I haven't looked at a calendar in a long time.
Yeah, we don't have them down here either, but we do have a notebook where we keep track of how many days have passed with, the watch that we have. So we're able to stick to a decent schedule even if we can't see the sun. Though sometimes our bodies don't, line up as well as they could if we were on the surface. At the very least, we know what time it is for our peace of mind.
Yeah, that's good.
family has been here long enough to see if time actually passes the way it does in the normal, well, I wouldn't say the normal world, but back where we used to be. It might be warped, it might not, but at least the watch seems to be ticking at a regular rate.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care how time's passing out there. I want to get out because there's nothing here, but there's also nothing out there. The problem is,
I mean,
here I'm more likely to die.
yeah. And there's more things. There's plenty of horrible things that could probably happen to you up there, but at the very least, there's also, more comforts than you can find down here and more things you can get out of it. But I can't go until my leg is better, even if I wanted to.
Well, hopefully you can follow us.
Hopefully, if you guys keep leaving those marks, then maybe I'll try one day. Who knows? Maybe if I get out, then I'll see you guys again if you do as well. That'd be kind of nice, having someone I
Yeah.
know and who would at least believe me.
I mean, I don't have a base. I just live in San Francisco, so I'm sure I would see another kid.
Except Edward.
You know
Edward
each
is
other.
not someone anyone wants to see in true.
Huh?
Skid in general chat.
Yes,
Anyway, I mean, it's a small world after all. I've seen people before that I didn't think I'd see again. I mean, I didn't think that I would see my dad when he went off to, fight.
yeah, same. The all that came back from him was a letter.
My dad did come back, but by that point, my mom had to sell our house and a bunch of other things, so we weren't in great shape. We were doing better before I came here, but I don't know how they're doing now. I miss them.
Yeah. I left because I thought I would be better on my own. I mean, I kind of am. I found my family.
That's good. Well then, you basically see, this is when you hear basically, Hunter turn around and tell him to go. He's probably
Yeah.
gonna talk about the story, but, I hope that I can see you again sometime. You seem nice.
Yeah. One of the pros of living on the streets. Everyone knows everyone.
Mm-hmm.
See
What's
you
your name, by
around.
the way? Just in case I maybe ever can try and find you.
I'm Bucky.
Charlie.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Don't die, okay? It'd be a shame since we're still young, even if we have seen a lot.
I'll try. I've gotten this far.
Mm-hmm. You see, at this point, you basically see him get up and skip out, and you notice the leg he's talking about as just Edward. We're back to the present now.
Cool.
Skid, what would you like to do? Before the
Hold on,
slepo.
hold on. I'm typing.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to. There we go. Okay.
No! I knew you were gonna
Yes.
say that. Okay. What would you like to do before the sleeps?
Before the sleeps, let's see. Do we already organize our bedding situation yet, or not?
Yeah,
Not
you
yet.
did. You guys are gonna sleep in this tent.
Baller. Okay, cool. Okay. Tent. Edward, he's probably going to be the first to go to the tent, kind of getting bored with everyone's conversations. And he kind of leaves halfway through, putting his hands in his pocket and whistling a tune as he leaves. Alerting literally everyone of his position, trying not to seem like a threat because, I don't know, he's weird like that. And he enters the the tent to check it out, see what their situation is, so that way he can assess and adapt.
You see that there's a small crate that appears to be used as kind of like a makeshift stool, and you see that there are a collection of varying conditions of sleeping bags that are in there for you guys to use.
Okay, what are the other three of them, or are just they're just a lot?
There's like a stack that has like 6 or 7 that's just kind of sitting in one of the like by one of the sides.
Okay. Edward's going to like flick through them and find like the best quality ones.
Okay, you find 3 that are like, they all are kind of like, dusty and not in the best shape, but you find some that,
Better.
like don't have any holes except for, maybe a couple that you wouldn't really notice that only go through like one layer and don't like smell too bad, etc. So you find the best 3 of the bunch.
Okay. He like kind of like dedusts them, like flicking them out. And he lays each of them down, and he gives himself the worst quality one out of the 3 of them. Still good, but like the worst of the 3.
Okay.
He'll like take off his jacket, open up his like briefcase, put his gun in there, so he doesn't sleep with it because that sounds like a horrible idea. But he keeps it like near his head, and like I don't know, starts getting prepared to settle in.
Okay. And lastly, Will, what would you like to do before the sleep? Will?
How much time do I have?
Probably around like half an hour of in-game time.
Okay. And then from there, he's just going to basically
Why am I over here now?
let's see.
You slept away.
We took the old rags, right? Like the rags.
Yes.
Yeah, you took some of the scraps of like clothing and stuff.
Alrighty, cool. I'm gonna start using my flask as a way to disinfect it.
Okay. So out of this, you can basically make like effectively like say you got like a pretty nasty cut or something. You could use this as like a set of bandages. So effectively, you now have like a small roll of bandages that could probably like cover like dress 1 to 2 injuries.
Got it. That's what he does.
Alrighty. You all rest up. It's not the most comfortable sleep you've ever had. In fact, it's kind of shitty, but it's sleep. You're all pretty tired between running, the adrenaline rushes, just all the physical activity you had to do that some of you aren't used to. Bucky, you are, but Edward and Bud, you're less so. And you all wake up the next morning feeling, I wouldn't say super rested, but like you got, an alright night of sleep, as I'm gonna roll to see who wakes up first. That's gonna be Will. You're up first.
Alright then.
Put you in the tent. We're all in the tent now. Screw you.
I would be sitting on my couch right now. However, not my couch, my chair right now. However, my back.
Fair.
So let's see. Out of game alone. Give me a grade of my investigation. A, B, C, or D.
Solid B plus to A minus.
Okay. Good to know. So Bud wakes up. He looks around. Is everyone else still alive?
Everyone. Well, okay. So in the tent, the two gremlins who are sent here with you, they're both sleeping soundly. And as you look outside, you see that some people are still waking up. There doesn't seem to be as many people like walking about. But you see, Mabel and Hunter are by the fire. Basically preparing some breakfast. You see, they're like, you can smell that they're like, basically unfreezing like, like effectively the 20s equivalent of Eggo waffles.
Okay.
And you notice that the planks in the fire have changed, so it looks like they kept the fire lit all night just in case the lights went out.
Right.
And you basically see them. They're basically like cooking up some like waffles, or I guess waffle-ins over the fire. Just kind of like talking in hushed voices to each other. As you kind of look around, you don't see anyone like else. I'm gonna move all the people who are still sleeping into being sleeping real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna accurately depict where all of the people are.
Okay. Am awake who looks like a traitor?
Like a person who would like a trader with a D.
Traitor. So a traitor. I'm trying to find batteries.
Batteries. So as you're kind of like poking around, you do see this guy who I was moving around, this orange man.
Yeah.
You see he, like, as you're kind of, you basically hear him, like, someone shuffling around, and I'm gonna move your token. So you basically, like, kind of peer around this well, and you basically see this guy, like, writing in what appears to be some sort of manifest.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
hey there.
Hi.
You're up pretty early. I mean, I am too.
Yeah.
Work still work, even
Early
here.
early riser. Someone's gotta make sure people get their booze.
True enough. God, I could go for some.
Uh,
Used to work a bar before the whole dry season. Ended up closing down. Didn't bear to get arrested.
mm. And then from there I lean closer and I go, speak easy.
Yep.
Mm. So it sounds like you had your fair share of good dealings, and besides, it seems to me it's more profitable when everything was illegal.
No kidding. I'd made more money running that speakeasy than I did in, like, 5 years of having my own place. You see him basically, he continues writing, shit, we're almost out of bread. I'll have to talk to Elijah.
Mm.
Anyway, oh, you're the ones that Mabel told me about last night. If you're looking for food to, and water to take with you, I do have some here for you. It's not much, but it's what we can spare.
Thank you. I take it for the group.
Yep, basically you all will have enough food to sustain yourselves for 1 day. And
Okay.
along with water for 2 days.
Okay. And then from there I go, do you have any batteries? I reveal my flashlight.
I'm not sure if we have ones that would fit in that specific type of flashlight. But you basically see him, like, basically paging through the manifest. Here we go. Here's all of our miscellaneous electronic stuff. High or low, Will?
Let's see. Let's try low. Because she already got
Wow,
low,
you're
low,
lucky. I rolled
low.
a 49.
Wow.
You see him basically kind of look, no, not here. He flips a couple more pages. Very bottom. Yeah, looks like we still have one.
Hmm.
We
Okay.
can't guarantee how much juice it'll have since we haven't really, we can't tell, but we did stick it in a flashlight like that of our own, and it at least powered it.
Mm-hmm. What would you like for that? I'm willing to trade.
Out of context, Will, what do you have?
I have no clue. You tell me.
Well, you have your flask. You did in fact find that screwdriver and socket wrench.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have an extra pocket knife, a blank ticket. The bread and the water you guys are probably gonna keep.
Right.
You have the lipstick. You have the flashlight, which you're obviously keeping. You need that. And you have the thick rope with 2 C's.
Let's see. It kind of sucks, but I hold out the cigar.
The cigar. You see him kind of look through. Honestly, we don't actually have that type of flashlight anymore, and those ones especially are pretty uncommon. So, you see him kind of look through. Could probably make some deals with someone who's passing through for something better. So yeah, sure. You see him basically, like, look through one of the crates. You see they're all, like, kind of labeled with what
Right.
appears to be, like, ink. Like someone actually wrote on there with, like, an ink pen.
Oh,
You see
okay.
basically take out a spare battery and hand it to you. Here you go. I don't know how much long it'll work for. Also, out of context, if you guys look in, like, the character sheet area of Roll20, you'll see a miscellaneous trackers tab.
Okay.
You see how that? Yes. I see. Soup. Soup. Thank you, Mother. What did you just throw?
Tell her. So tell her I said thank you for the Christmas present.
Will says thank you for the Christmas presents, Mother. I'm not sure she heard my mother, but
I didn't hear.
she said thank you, Will. Kick butt.
I wish I could.
So, nice be hands. So, Matt, you see how it says your flashlight had 600 seconds?
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, 10 minutes.
Got it.
Should be pretty easy conversion. This battery has 300 extra seconds in it, so I'm going to put 300 seconds in parentheses.
Got it.
So effectively, you now have 15 minutes worth of flash.
Got it.
So, you get the food, which is in a nice, easy, like, basically, like, satchel that you could, like, like a mailman satchel.
Yeah,
And he puts the battery in with it, and he hands it all to you. Here you go. Good luck out there. You're
thanks.
braver than most of us. And
Uh,
I'm sure you've gotten that from a lot of people, but unfortunately, it's true.
Question, Loon. Does sleeping recharge sanity?
No, unfortunately not. It only recharges hit points and magic points.
Okay. Is there like any like what's like the way how the game works for recharging sanity?
Um, Completing certain goals. Um, and it's basically at my discretion what will restore sanity. For example, say you take, like a couple days to just rest, relax, and de-stress, that'd probably restore some sanity. Or,
Mm-hmm.
say you came across something really valuable or discovered something. It effectively works the same way inspiration would in D&D,
Got it.
where if you do something noteworthy, I'll let you roll, a D whatever to restore some sanity.
Alrighty.
But because you guys have lost them now, will start being implemented the minute you get on the second train.
Alrighty. So, anyways, buddies just go back to the tent and just hang, vibe.
Alrighty. So, as you're vibing,
So, as the dips would say.
uh, as you're vibing, um, Skid, you wake up.
Me. Hold on. I got text from my roommate. A different one. Okay. So, so Edward kind of like sits up. He kind of forgot where he was for a second. He forgets where he is for a second, and he kind of just like sighs, and like sits up. He glances at the child who's sitting like a single, who's like probably like a foot away from him, and he can't help but get like a mischievous smile as he reaches to. He pokes the child and quickly like backs up a bit to see what happens.
Cam, will this
Lynn.
realistically wake your character up?
Probably. He's a child who lived on the streets. He's probably pretty jumpy when it comes to waking
Yeah,
up.
he's a light super. So you basically feel yourself get, kind of poked, when you immediately, jump up.
Like stood up, completely ramrod straight, wide awake, and like looking around until finally he sees Edward. Like,
Good morning.
he's just like trying to figure out what is just happened.
Just like giving like a mischievous like smirk at you as you're just like staring at him.
I'll be right back. You guys can keep role playing while I'm.
Okay.
Well, now that you're awake, I suppose that we can continue onwards.
Did you
BRB.
Get some
poke
breakfast
me?
first.
BRB.
Oh, yes. Okay. Did I poke you? Why, yes, of course I did. You were still sleeping. We must get up. We must get going. Yada yada yada.
You are lucky I was not holding a knife.
Probably would have been able to stop you even if you were.
I doubt it.
He like his smile kind of like gets brighter and he goes, "I deal with people with knives all the time, even with guns. I'm not afraid of a small child with a knife."
I mean, if you surprised one, maybe you should be.
I've returned.
Welcome back. You see Edward kind of like puts his hand on his chin and he goes, "I don't think I'll ever be afraid of you. I'm not afraid of people."
But you are afraid of freaky cat people.
Well, that and another thing that is not human in nature. That's not human. It's a human thing to do, but you know.
Alrighty. So, as you guys
Oh
are
yeah,
kind of
Will left
Oh,
for a
is
sec.
she BRBing?
Yeah, BRBing.
Yes.
Alrighty. As you two are having your conversation, I'm assuming you guys go out and get some bootleg waffles.
Yeah.
Begrudgingly.
I'll be right back. I have to go complain to something about my. I have to go complain to my roommate about something.
Okay.
The child threatened to stab Edward for waking
So I
him up.
heard. We're waiting for Will to get back, by the way.
Yes, I figured.
Hi, Will.
Hey.
Welcome back. Good to be RBing now. But I will say, as you basically come back around the corner, you see Edward and Bucky basically eating some bootleg waffles around them. Basically just
One
walk
of
up
them
to
looking
Satchel.
much more grumpy than the other.
That
Oh.
being Bucky.
It's what's his face? Bud's not gonna react as he just sits down, holds up like the mail bag, and he's gonna go for the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's in there?
Supplies.
How specific?
He's gonna go. So you're certain cranky this morning.
So someone decided it would be a good idea. Ow! That hurt. Who the hell made that noise?
Good.
Anyway, someone decided it would be a good idea to wake me up.
Wake me up when it's all over. Wake me up. You just see Bud just start humming to himself. And then from there, he goes like, "Well, good to know. How close were you to stabbing him?"
Let's just
I'm
say
back. Sorry,
he
I
was
had to go vent to my
lucky
roommate about something.
I decided to put my knife in my bag.
No problem. You guys are eating
What did I
waffles,
miss?
and you've met back up with Bud.
Coolio. Yeah, I had to vent to my one of my other roommates about something because Val told me to move to the living room, and then immediately left. It's like, why am I? Why'd you make me move if you're just gonna leave again? I'm pissed about it.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Yikes. So fake waffles.
Yep. So right now, what's his face? Bud is just going to, show what's in the bag, and then we're like, all right, we're ready to move on now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alrighty. You're moving on. I'm assuming that means that you would like to go up through this passageway that says 2 line number 2.
Yep.
Really? No, obviously I don't. I just, yeah.
Okay.
Will, are you still not on the Roll20?
Did you say
Hey,
Will
guys.
or a loon?
Will.
Will.
Will is on the Roll20.
I am. I'm just laying down.
I would like to note that all of our colors are all America colors. We represent.
Alright.
I mean, the loon's pink.
As you walk out of the
It's like white.
with a couple people saying quiet goodbyes to you, you walk into another station that is completely silent. You hear a monotone, hollow voice come over an intercom. The second train line, SCSW, has arrived at the station. Please board now, or else your tickets will be voided. The train itself is painted in twilight purple and blue, with the soft glow of lantern lights coming out of frosted glass windows. As the train grinds to an eerily quiet hum, the door opens itself for you to enter.
I enter.
Alrighty. So will Edward.
Alrighty, so you enter. You're where you are on the map.
Oh, before we move on, what's his face? Bud is going to take a look at his ticket. Is his ticket changing?
Is this ticket changing? That is a very good question. So basically, as you look at it, it looks about the same, but as you kind of like narrow your eyes, as you're kind of walking towards the train, you notice that the completely black ink appears to turn slightly more red. It becomes more brown instead of black.
That's ominous.
Yep, it certainly is. Check your tickets.
Edward takes out his ticket.
As you all are kind of like, slowly meandering towards the train, you all are noticing the same thing.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
So our tickets haven't been punched for because I believe don't the not train conductors, but they have ticket checkers.
Yeah. They haven't been punched, and like little tab on the side that hasn't been taken off or anything. The
Okay.
ink color just appears to be changing, like fading, rapidly fading.
Now we're gonna find out there's a fucking ticket puncher. Eat entity.
It
Alright.
looks kind of like dried blood.
It certainly does. I guess we all seen our fair share. Wait a second. That is what links us.
Does it?
What?
So we've all dealt with death in the same way.
In the same way.
So no, we've all dealt with death. We've been involved with death in some way, shape, or form. You with your investigations, you with your current predicaments and life experiences, and me with the with having to know a couple associates getting whacked and being involved. Being involved in a couple of things I don't want to speak about because everyone we talked to earlier that they didn't really talk about how they dealt with death. All of us the three of us have dealt with death.
Dealt is a little bit of a rough term. I mean, I experienced it.
Oh, so you've
I
died
mean, it was
before
good.
that?
I've experienced it as in I've seen it. And yes, I have almost died.
And I've seen it. So I've seen my fair share too.
I love death so much.
I'm starting to believe that's why Charlie didn't like
it. It's taking you now to figure that out?
I don't know.
And then
interact with people.
And then from there, I tuffle his head again. So, oh hush. Anyways, that's what we deal with. That's what makes the three of us currently special, or at least what makes us as new arrivals. There's something to this. I guess we won't find out anytime soon. But we can't be, so let's make it like a tree and leave. And leaf. Let's go.
Okay.
Alrighty. I'm assuming you get on Lay Train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm talking.
That was also a lot of bullshit. I was just saying just so you have time to eat.
Thank you. Alright. As you enter the train, you see the door close behind you. However, it once again makes no sound. The car is illuminated by old oil lanterns that cast the entire train car in a flickering candlelight.
Ooh.
This is the candle ambience part.
Yeah. 2 minutes. So what was it? 5-minute pause. I'm gonna get my candles and light them now.
Yep. 5-minute break. Everyone light your candles. This is the candle part. This is the creepy
Fire
candle
time.
light thing.
Fire.
Fake candles, real candles, whatever kind of candles. I'm gonna turn on my
Fire.
own fake. I'm gonna turn on my own fake flickering candles that I have sitting here.
I have fire. Light, you stupid thing.
Where's my fire?
Ta-da. Candles.
I'm back from candle break. How about the rest of you?
Yep.
Will,
I got goldfish.
what did you say, Scoot?
I got goldfish.
Hog.
And put on my mood lighting. AKA, I put on my star projector.
Good enough considering the train is purple. So me describes the lantern flickering candlelight. Everyone, ooh, candle time!
Candle time!
As much candle time as I can have in a college dorm. I will have better candle time when I, on the 16th, which is when I leave
Hell
and go
yeah.
back home.
Ooh, well.
Yeah, I've got a little semicircle.
Nice, same. A couple on the shelves behind me and then a couple on my desk.
I lit 3 up.
Nice. Alrighty.
Moving
We've got
stars.
candle lighting. Well, you may want to look.
Yep. So the reason why I laid down so much previously is because I want to have at least more time sitting down at my laptop.
Yeah, it's fair.
Because last week I got a knot in my back and I had to go see a chiropractor.
Mm.
Wow.
I keep forgetting you're like an actual adult.
Excuse you, I'm also here.
You're in
college, you don't
school.
count.
I'm an adult, I'm 19.
Small units
You're in
appear to be
school.
around 4 by 8 feet, line either side of the train's hallway, with uniform beds and dressers each. The entire train is so suffocatingly silent that you swear you can hear your own voice.
Let me turn you up so I can hear you more. Alrighty. What's his face is going to he's going to look around like as if he's going to be like looking like like how you look around for things that are useful, but he's not going to touch anything.
Okay, so I'm kind of peering into the doors. Actually, I have a generator for this. I didn't plan it all in advance. I have a generator for things that you can find. Will, roll me a D100.
Alright, cool. A 10.
Anyway, so as you're kind of looking around, you see, basically, in this unit right here, the one I'm filming, you see what appears to be like, a small box that could have something in it.
Hmm. Hey, knuckleheads.
What?
I found a box.
Ooh, a box.
Worth it or no?
Well, how big is it?
How big is it?
It's fairly small. It's probably about 6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches, so it's like a 6 inch on all sides cube.
Edward kind of shrugs and goes, looks small enough. You could probably open it, unless you're afraid that there's a body part in there, which I'll open it for you.
It goes, oh, hardy har har, as I grab the box and I open it.
Alright. So, as you open the box, you basically see that it's filled with dried up inkwells.
Dried up, well, that's useless.
That look like they could have been used to, like, ink with, like, fountain pen. If you know what those are.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
have one of those.
I have one.
I
also
had,
have one.
I used one for once for college to impress a professor. Let's see. And it goes,
I had to buy one for his rep class.
wait a second. I inspect the ink.
Okay.
Is it actually ink, or does it look like it's dry blood?
No, it's ink. It's pitch black ink.
It's pitch black ink. I look at the note. Was that typed, or was it handwritten?
It's typed. As if by, like, a typewriter.
So it's probably not the conductor.
Ow.
You mean Raymond?
Yeah. I still think they're the same person.
Well, by the story, they're clearly not.
You can argue about that later.
Moving on.
Alrighty. So, you kind of look through the rest of the places and you don't really find anything. Except on this bed, you find what appears to be like a chest.
That is sus. Let's see. How are the candles? Are these like lanterns or like candles in like glass containers?
They are. So, if you've ever seen like the old style caving lanterns, they are lanterns with like candles inside of them. They're those. They don't run off oil. They're actually wax candles.
I have an electric one.
Are they safe to hold?
They do have handles, so in theory you could take one off its like hook.
As we notice the trunk, can Edward start looking around the room for any the train car for any like hiding spots?
Okay. So you could probably hide under any of the beds with a good enough roll.
Okay.
Also find like these small latrine rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Are like, basically train porta potties.
Yeah.
You'll probably hide, in those if you could lock the door, though you're not sure how good that would be. But in this car, you don't find any super good place to hide. However, there is a door that appears to lead to like the next car.
How clean is this train car?
How clean is it? It, unlike the other one, which had no dust, this one appears to have, like an air that it hasn't been opened. It's not like super dusty, but there's like a small layer of dust on some of the wood tables and chairs.
Before I forget, so this doesn't come up later as something that'll bite me back in the ass, I would like to say that Edward puts his gun back in his holster, probably when he woke up.
Alright.
Just so that doesn't bite me in the ass later.
Okay.
Can I look at the ceiling?
You look at the ceiling. Yeah, so we look up towards the ceiling, which this train car, you notice these are like slightly taller than the last one. And as you kind of look up, you don't see like any marks like you previously saw. The top of the train seems fairly pristine.
There's no scratches in this one. That's good.
That is good. Alright, so in case anything happens with that, if we try to open that, he gestures to the trunk. I would like you all to know that all these beds are hideable. Same with the bathrooms. Would not recommend those though, because though the doors are lockable, we don't know if this creature has if our friend the conductor has opposable thumbs. We'd rather not find that out.
Yeah, the latrines are a cliche for what was it? Dime novels.
Mm-hmm.
So no
For the beds it is.
latrines. Wait, you want to check the trunk?
Yeah.
As long as we have a place to hide.
There's a whole trunk. Might as well see what's inside.
Why not?
Why not?
Uh, what was it? I'm gonna keep an ear out to hear any kind of like whispering as the trunk opens.
Alrighty, so you're gonna open the trunk.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So as you open it, inside, you find like basically neatly folded clothes of like they all are, by the way, in good shape. You find basically like 4 full outfits that are perfectly new inside of the trunk.
Edward, after he opens it, waits a bit. He goes, "Just clothes." You can
Clothes?
proceed. Yep.
What kind of clothes?
There seems to be one set that's fairly casual, one set of like night clothes. I'll put this in real quick, by the way, this was predetermined. Night clothes. One set of there appears to be like a full like 3-piece suit. And then you guys notice that there isn't a full set for the last one, just a nicely knit green sweater.
What are the sizes?
The night clothes appear to be um basically like, you know, a men's medium, as well as the suit. The sweater appears to be sized for like, you know, a child, and the casual clothes appear to be those of like, you know, the average woman.
Well, I'm
Bucky
not touching
will
any of these.
put his bag on the ground and get the scraps of green fabric that he has, compare them to the sweater.
They match. However, you don't know how that's possible, considering that the green sweater was on that guy, and that guy was definitely a guy. However, the material's the same.
I pat Bucky's shoulder. Good catch.
And I just want to make sure everyone that nothing here is a coincidence.
Nothing is apparently.
But how though? It's the exact same.
I'm trying to think about like encounters we had. Is it like the rags? Busker, inspect the rags. Does that match in the current clothes that we find?
Yes and no. You notice that one of the a couple of the scraps seem like they could have come out of the night clothes. However, none of the rest of them did.
Alrighty. What do you think we should do with it?
I mean, worst case scenario, we use the cloth as bandages, but I don't know
Actually,
if we
not
should
in
touch
need of
it.
any new clothes. I'm not really a 3-piece suit kind of guy.
Hmm.
No.
As you can tell
That
by
seems
what
more
Edward's
of ours
wearing.
thing over here.
Edward's a big fan of the sweater vest
And the trench coat.
and the trench coat. He loves him a good sweater vest and trench coat. He loves looking very hot and sexy and gay.
There-
Alrighty, is there anything else you would like to do in this train?
No, moving on.
Yep.
Alrighty, let me reveal the next one real quick. Yay!
Ooh, nice.
Train car. Alrighty. So, alrighty. You enter
Choo-choo,
this
Charlie.
car and see what appears to be 2 cut-off rooms from the main hall. They each have doors with frosted glass windows looking into them, over behind the glass seems to be pitch
Hmm.
So this door and this door are closed, even if I did reveal them.
Well, I took the point on the previous card. One of you two got. So one of you two schmucks got to go.
Mm-hmm. That Will, you're clipping through reality a little bit there. This room is closed off. It's attached to this suite, but there's no door to get in. Yes, that's fine. Let's not clip through reality. No clipping.
Oh, is this like a latrine or like a washroom?
This is like a washroom that's connected to this suite, and this is the washroom that's connected to this suite.
I test the water.
You have to go in the suite first.
Oh. Oh, okay. Now I'm able to see it now. Okay. I didn't see the wall.
Yeah, no problem. It's kind of small.
I
don't really think I want to go into any of these rooms. I would rather just move on. I mean, unless you find, I don't know, a dead body or something, it's not really as intriguing as, finding a weird monster in here.
Would you like to go into this room, Tam?
I was just moving because Bud stepped back.
Alrighty. You guys can either go in or you can just keep walking.
Bucky, would you like to go in and see what's in the room?
You do that one. I'll take this.
All right.
Skid odds or evens?
What?
Skid odds or evens?
Even.
Okay. I'm not gonna reveal the result of that because it doesn't until like a certain thing. Alrighty, so we'll do. Which one of you wants to go first? I don't care whichever.
I'll go first.
Alrighty, Skid. You push open the. As you enter the suite, you can't really make out anything other than vague silhouettes. You can make out what appears to be a large king-size bed against one wall, as well as a table with something on it that is unintelligible in the dark. You also see a door with a faint light coming through the frosted glass near the south end of the room. I'm talking about the door that goes into the bathroom.
To know that Edward only opens the door enough so he can poke a little bit of his head in, so that way he can just see. He doesn't open it all the way.
Yeah, that's what you see as you kind of poke your.
Well, Edward, having a brain cell, unlike the rest of me, is not going to go in here, because spooky, scary, dark. And so he kind of he leaves the door slightly ajar. And he kind of looks over around the corner to Buddy and goes, "The light is on in the bathroom." This one.
Does it look like anyone standing in it?
The bathroom? I can't see inside the bathroom. Inside the suite? No, not particularly. It looks like there's something on the desk.
Technically, in frosted glass, you could see silhouettes behind the bathroom door. No one's in the bathroom.
Moving on.
Alrighty. Alrighty, we'll do Tam next. So, Tam, you see a very similar thing as you open this. Once again, there's a light on in the bathroom, but instead of an unidentifiable something, you see what appears to be another trunk sitting on a table in this room.
Okay, I'm going to, once the annoying train whistle goes, stick my head out the door and call Bud over, like, "Hey, found another one of those boxes."
You've also got the light in the bathroom.
Yeah. First things first, however.
Alrighty.
You know what? I'm gonna do something else. Edward, he kind of he's going to, so the desk is right there as soon as you open the door. He's gonna open the door all the way, so that way he can, the light from the hallway, the dim light from the hallway can shine in and see what's on the desk.
So in the dim light, you see what appears to be a sewing machine.
Okay.
Like an old-fashioned, mechanical, it'll do the job for you, but it's not automated. You're gonna have to, make it stitch, but you don't have to do all the arm movement.
Yeah.
That. You see that on the desk.
Okay. Edward is going to poke his head. He's going to look at it, step out back into the hallway and goes, "Well, there's a sewing machine on the desk. There's nothing else seemingly interesting in here, as far as I can tell."
Okay, interesting you say that because Bucky just found another chest.
Oh, wonderful. Shall we, before once again opening it, evaluate our places to hide?
It seems to me the one thing we can do is retreat to the other car.
Hmm. Oh, Elun,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ask if there's what it smells like in here in this car.
In this car, you know that kind of like musty smell that's in like attics and basements?
That
That.
does it have like the same like weird musky smell as like the car with the dead body in it?
No, no like carcassy smells. Only like, dust, mildew hasn't been like, cleaned in a while.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
not a bad smell, it's just kind of an ambient smell.
Okay, cool.
So, if you'd like to evaluate your place to hide, all the same places in the last car, as well as under the 2 king beds on each of these rooms.
Okay.
Cool.
It's your fine, Bucky. Your call.
Why do you always make the child do everything?
Well, you were the
He
one
says
who
as he-
looked into the room and decided to find the trunk.
You're a kid, so you should know the rules of finders keepers.
Mm-hmm.
I also know the rules from the last train of don't send the kid alone.
We didn't send you alone. You went alone.
You asked me if I knew sign language, then told me to talk to the dead guy.
I mean, you didn't know he was dead.
The whispers.
And he's grumbling all of this as he starts to like undo the. I'm assuming it's buckled because of the strap.
Yeah, it's buckled.
Okay.
It's a trunk.
As he starts to undo the buckles of the
It'd be
box.
so fucking funny if there's a dead body in that.
That would just be cliche.
It would be. I know, but it'd
Okay.
be so funny.
So, as you open this chest, Skid, roll me. Actually, no, you're the one opening this. Tam, roll me a d100.
Ooh, baby.
Ah, fuck. Let me do it in roll 20. That's easier.
Just that. Fuck.
89.
Yeah. I
Alright,
don't know
so
if that's good.
as you look
Who knows?
into here, you find basically a messy collection of like opened envelopes with papers, and some with papers inside of them, some of them not. Various scraps of paper, and they all appear to have writing.
Oh. It just looks like someone's paperwork.
Bud's gonna take a look at it. Are these handwritten or typed?
These are handwritten, and as you're looking at them, you all can read. So you're kind of reading them, and you kind of think to yourself, like, what the fuck is this doing here? As they all appear to be Shakespearean-era love letters.
Hmm.
By that I mean, oh, I dost love you so. Thou art the fires of my heart. That kind of bullshit.
I'm happy I grew out of my Shakespeare phase.
I am in Shakespeare.
Are
Fine.
you?
Not a
Are,
social night.
are
That's
you?
out of context.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's out of context.
I said that. I meant that in character.
Alrighty, so inside, so move up in the trunk. That's what you find. There's still the bathrooms. Other than that, there's nothing more crazy interesting.
Are there dates on these letters?
Yes. However, they're entirely nonsensical. Some of them are dated from like 3078, and some of them are dated from like 0 BC. Like, that basically what I'm saying is, yes, they have dates, but the dates make absolutely no sense. Like, they're from like anywhere from literally like BCE to like the year 5000.
Are there consistent like names, recurring words?
The one thing that you do gain is that all of them seem to like talk about beautiful voices. So that appears to be the only connection.
Hey, Edward.
Kaylee Skadoodle.
What?
Hey, Edward.
Yes?
Sing.
No.
Are you don't like singing, or you're not good at it?
Neither. I mean, I can hum, but why do you want me to sing?
These letters have mentioned about the importance of singing.
I said beautiful voice, not sing, but yes. I mean, that could be. I guess that could be. You know what? Yeah, close. Yeah. Yeah. Continue.
Thank you for clarifying the clue, Loon. Your vocal strength. Da 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 da. Me.
As you see, like, what's it called? Buds start to sing. You guys see the candles flicker.
I don't.
You know what, bud?
Stop it! Stop it!
Why don't you sing?
I'm not that good of a singer.
Well, neither am I.
Stop!
Bucky!
Stop
Why
singing!
I'm not
don't you
singing.
sing?
The lights. The lights.
They
What?
did flicker. You're right.
Hmm.
Why don't you try singing, Bucky? See what happens.
Lovely voice.
If they flicker, they might go out. If they go out, the cat might come back.
Yes, we're aware.
You want to bring him back?
No.
Then why are we singing?
Are you starting to do like the anime, like welling eyes, like crying, tear ducts?
He's like freaking out at this point. Like, no.
Great. And then from there he goes, okay, beautiful voice. Any
Bird?
names in the letters?
There's names that are, you see a couple mentions of Horatio, a couple mentions of Josephine, a couple mentions of Henry, but basically it's an assortment of random fucking names. There's basically no pattern to the name. You just see a couple that appear twice, but nothing that stands out.
Horatio, like the character from Hamlet?
No, I just say a random name off the top of my head.
You know what? To fuck with Bucky, Edward is going to start humming the tune that he was humming earlier and like tapping his foot to the rhythm.
Alrighty. All of you.
Yeah. Worth it.
Give me a second. I need to grab. See?
I wouldn't call Edward's voice bad, but he's not like. He's my level of singing where he's competent enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Yeloon. He's not Yui Loon. Definitely not. He's a fucking.
Why are we using me as the reference for all this stuff?
Because you're good at singing. I'm kind of mid at it, honestly. But like I'm not like off key or awful. So that's it. Let's go with that. That's Edward.
Sorry, I'm trying to find something. I'm trying to find a certain track.
He's mid at singing, but he's not like bad. He is humming though, so humming is easier.
Why did I think that touching a blue flame was a good idea?
All of you, please put your dexterity, like your value of dexterity, in the chat.
Okay.
Like the Roll20 chat.
Roll20 chat. Like
Well-
our big out of
Like your big PP number.
our big PP number. 50.
No,
70.
like okay, 50.
Yeah, that is my big PP number. 25 and 10 specifically.
I told you not to sing.
I'm waiting for a token to appear on screen.
So, as you basically hear Ed start to sing, you guys basically see the light flicker, once, twice, and go out. Edward, please make me a sanity save.
Okay. 100. What is my Okay, 75, 80 out of 80.
You succeed.
Cool.
As you
Barely.
see the
Oh my
candle
God.
flickers once, twice, 3 times, they snuff out. Edward, you alone hear heavy breathing, and you feel it seem to graze your neck. It gets louder and louder, and you swear you can feel it graze your ear. You lose 1 point of sanity. None of you can hear this, but you see Edward like immediately kind of like tense. Bucky, this is not technically combat, as you are not fighting anything. However, it will be treated in combat in terms of you guys each have because the lights are.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you very well. Let me turn down this music because it's kind of overpowering.
The music is quite loud. This is much louder than the ambience.
Yeah, I had it set for ambiance.
As I was saying, you all don't. This isn't necessarily combat, however, because this is a scripted scenario. You guys will be using action order, which means that you can each take an action or, have a certain amount of roleplay time on your quote-unquote turn, as well as move up to your movement speed in square. Bucky, you're first. You basically see Edward start singing. You see the lights snuff out. You don't hear the breathing or anything. However, it is dead silent in this train, I would like to say. Like, there is no sound. The ambience is just for you guys.
Probably except Edward's heavy breathing at this point.
Except for Edward, who's currently... Would Edward be, like, hyperventilating?
Not hyperventilating. He's still managing to, like, keep his calm somewhat. But he's,
you
like,
can
heavy
tell that
breathing.
he's, like... You can see that he's, like, tense, and you see his breathing kind of pick up as he abruptly stops singing. Edward is the only one who can hear the breathing and feel the sensation. The rest of you don't know what's going on, other than the fact that the lights are... And it's dark. Tam, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna do this funny thing called going into this room and hiding under the bed.
Alright, so you basically quickly run past where Bud and Edward are. Please roll me your hide skill.
My hide skill. Let me pull up the character sheet.
For immersion's sake, I also blackened out the image.
Alrighty.
Let's see, where does it say? Something that's supposed to be ordered alphabetically. That's very not. Oh, there's hide.
I had to move my hide skill somewhere.
Holy shit.
What?
How is a 1?
Oh my god.
Critical success. So, what a critical success means, Tam, a critical success beats even an extreme success. So you basically quickly duck, you basically push past them. You've been on the streets long enough to know how to muffle your footsteps. You guys basically see Bucky, like, basically disappear from soundscape and visionscape, as Bucky, you basically slip through the open door, and you basically swan dive under the bed, and basically curl up into a ball. You'd be pretty much invisible. And you notice that kind of like with how the sheets are draped and everything, you basically position yourself so you look like a lump in the sheets. Like a lump underneath the bed on the floor. You are completely hidden from view. Next up is Edward. You basically continue hearing this like heavy, heavy breathing, and you can't see shit.
Is it coming from ahead of me or behind me?
Behind you, so like here.
Ooh. Yikes. Okay. Well, Edward's somehow managing to keep a little bit of his sanity left. He's going to do the only logical thing. Book it and hide.
Where are you booking it to?
The second room, so the one to the right. So this one.
Alrighty, you're gonna duck under this bed.
Yeah.
Please roll me your hide skill.
Oh baby, this is gonna go. This can only go well. Oh no! 51-50.
Oh no, you failed, just barely.
Fuck,
Alrighty,
dude.
this is where I introduced you to the concept of pushing rolls.
Pushing
In Call of
rolls?
Cthulhu, if you're not rolling for sanity, if you can justify why you should be able to roll again, you can push the roll. The consequences for failing the roll will become worse if you fail a second time. However, you could potentially succeed on something that you otherwise would.
Okay.
So if you wish to push the roll, just justify why you would be able to do so, and I will let you roll again.
Okay.
That's
so,
only if you want to. I'm not saying you have to.
I mean, the worst that can happen is death. So the worst that can happen is double death. So sure, fuck it, why not? Let's push it.
Alrighty,
Edward,
just
is hiding under a bed. I'm trying to think of like what he can do to like do better.
like something that he notices about maybe is subpar about what he's doing. Just anything that could justify it.
He's probably noting that his clothes are making a little too much noise, so he kind of, in his panic, kind of like tries to slow his breathing down and like calm himself down, so he can actually think to his like not to his fullest potential, but like think more soundly and like muffle himself a little bit better.
Alrighty, please re-roll.
Oh baby, this is gonna be great.
Well, it should be like a
16.
52.
Critical
Oh,
success.
let's
No,
go.
not critical.
I'll take it.
Extreme success. Critical? Hard success. Alrighty. So you basically like rearrange your suit so that like, you know, the padding won't like make as much noise. And you like basically are taking deep but quiet breaths now.
Okay.
You succeed.
Let's
Buddy,
go.
you just basically watch these two book it with the lights there, and you notice that Ed appears completely on edge as he like races past. You can hear his breathing pick up, and then you can hear like, you know, his breathing kind of not settle, but you know, like go quiet as you basically see him like dive, his silhouette dive under the bed.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Edward
You can't see it. You can't see anything that could harm you. However, it's also dark.
At this point, I'm just gonna go like, I'm just gonna go. I reach in my back pocket and I turn on my flashlight.
Alrighty. You turn on your flashlight and you basically beam it around. You like, I'm gonna take off like 5 or 10 seconds if that's okay.
Go for it.
Alrighty, let me put in the miscellaneous trackers. We're gonna call this 10 seconds because that's about the length of a round. So, as you kind of are looking around, you don't notice anything. You don't see any footsteps. You don't see anything. Other than the fact, it's dark now. Nothing seems off. However, Edward obviously thought something was off from his body language.
I will. So does that count as like an action? I don't really fully understand action economy or.
So in Call of Cthulhu, you can do one thing. For example, I want to stab this guy. I want to throw this guy out the window. I want to duck under a bed and hide. You basically dictate what you want to do, and that's what you do on your turn. And in addition to that, you can also move places.
Okay.
So taking stock of the room, looking around, looking for anything that might be off, that's technically a quote-unquote action.
Oh, so that what I just did was my action?
Yes. You don't see anything off, and as you kind of like look around, nothing is off to you. It's dark. That's it. No red eyes, no footsteps. You don't hear any like of that strange asthmatic heavy breathing. Nothing. It's just quiet. Incredibly quiet.
All of this is pretty sus, so I'm just gonna go over here and I'm just gonna go into the next car.
Alrighty. I will reveal the... We'll keep your flashlight on, because technically it'd be the entire round.
Yeah, because I'm surprised that we're able to move so efficiently despite being in total darkness.
Yeah, I'm letting them move because technically you've already been in those areas, and I'm treating it as if, you know, like you can still see vague shapes.
Oh,
However,
so okay. What was it? Light, like memory, movement memory, or something like that.
Yeah, movement memory is what we're treating it as. Okay,
Cool.
here you go. So, as you look in the next car, the lights are also off there. We're gonna move you like here-ish to say you're like looking in.
Okay.
The lights are still off, and as you kind of look in, let me grab the description. This car appears to have more rooms, this time with each of the small cubbies having their doors slit open. Even with the dim light of your flashlight, all you can really see at a quick cursory glance is that there appears to be empty sacks of some sort laying messily on the floors, some open and some zipped shut. The silence is still deafening. However, you almost hear what sounds like a faint whispering in this room. The voice is incomprehensible, however, it seems to come from all directions, and yet at the same time, none at all.
Okay. Ghost. I'm gonna go take a shit.
Alrighty. You're gonna take a shit. You can't technically hide, but you can do that on your next turn.
Yeah, so I go in there and I turn off my flashlight and I just basically just like I don't know how to describe it, but it's more like as in like someone's going like oh like it's not like oh gosh oh geez like he's like hugging himself. It's more like as in like yeah this is a bit weird. I need to
Ghosts, bro.
everything's a little bit weird right now. I need to sit down. I need to think.
You need to sit down and take a dump.
Alright.
That's why I said take a shit. So don't actually take a shit. I'm just hiding in the bathroom.
Alrighty. I'll let you roll hide next time.
Oh,
Edward.
that count as my, I didn't really do my action.
Yeah, sure. We'll let this be your action. Yeah, please roll me your hide skill.
Okay.
Which, if you don't have it separately, it's gonna be the same as your stealth.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big fat no.
It's basically duck in the latrine, and as you sit down, the wood goes creak.
Yeah. I think let me double check here because I misplaced my character sheet. I'm currently looking.
It's all in roll 24, or at least it should be.
It should be. Okay, let me check.
It might not be. Oh no, I didn't do you because your sheet was late.
Did you get my copy?
I have a copy of it though. Yes, it's in our DMs. I don't think I pinned it, but I can find it.
Because I forgot to mark that one too. I think I marked it with like a 50.
I know I have a copy of your sheet. I'm going to find it for you.
Let me see if I can try to find that PDF.
No, I have it from you. I have it. Yep. Let me open this. Your stealth is checked with a 40 on this copy you sent me. So that is, in fact, still a no.
Okay. Well, shit. Moving on.
Oh, it's checked with a 50. Never mind. I'm fucking blind, but yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the wood basically creaks as you enter. Edward, sanity save, please.
Okay. Ooh, 85. That is 5 points off. Yikes.
Yep, you fail. Alrighty, so as you're kind of hiding under the bed, you swear you're being silent. However, you basically hear like a soft, you know the whispers that you hear, buddy? Or
Yeah.
bud?
Uh-huh.
It's the same kind of thing. Edward, you start to hear this whispering around you, and as you're kind of like in there, as you're like softly, you know, laying, you just hear softly in your ear whisper, "You tell me I'm alive, but something here isn't right. Right?" And as you basically hear that, you feel basically like the breathing sensation heavy on your neck, and you almost feel what appear to be like human-like hands basically reach slowly around your feet. You lose 4 points of sanity,
Oh, Jesus.
and as you're kind of like laying there, you basically, your eyes are wide, you know, you're completely on edge. You basically grab at your throat instinctually to pull the spectral hands off. You feel all the sensations leave as all the lights flicker back on.
Well, as soon as the sensation leaves, Edward, who was incredibly on edge that whole time, kind of just like collapses on the floor under the bed, like breathing very
At
heavily.
this point, as the lights face come back on, can we assume that you're hyperventilating after losing 4 fucking points?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alrighty. So you basically,
He's
Bucky,
like shaking.
you all see the lights come out, and Bucky, you can basically hear from the other side of the thin wall, you can hear Edward, like, hyperventilating.
Okay, I will like poke my head out from under the bed, and assuming all look okay, pick myself up and go over to check on my estranged
Weird friend.
apart.
Alrighty. So you basically look under the bed. Please describe Edward's current like body language, like what Edward is currently doing in his condition and his like facial expressions.
So Edward is kind of like, he's kind of like curled, not like in the total fetal position, but his legs are kind of like curled upwards slightly. He's completely laid on the floor under the bed. His eyes are wide, and he's kind of like almost holding he's holding his like hand over his mouth. like attempting to try and calm himself down, but being too shaky and not really thinking, thinking too much. As soon as you look under the bed, he almost instinctively reaches for his gun, and you hear the trigger before he notices that it's Bucky, and he keeps his hand there, but he doesn't pull it out to shoot.
But he touches the gun.
But he touches the gun, and you hear the trigger.
Oh boy.
I put that in roleplay, by the way. The what Edward heard.
Mm.
Yeah, Edward doesn't say a single thing. He's just hyperventilating under the bed.
But you basically see the light in the shitter basically turn, like the candle basically relight itself as you basically see, you can assume that the lights are back on, that it's safe to come.
Okay, I'm gonna still stay in there. I'll wait till when the other players approach.
Okay. So you two continue your roleplay.
Okay, so Bucky had lifted the what are they called? Dust sheet?
The sheet.
The sheet slightly to
Will, let me resend you
get
your
under
own character sheet.
Thank you.
to check on Edward, and as soon as he heard the trigger of the gun, he immediately let go of the sheet and stumbled backwards and curled up on his own, in his own little fetal ball.
Oh. So Edward takes a good 5 minutes to finally not regain his composure, but regain enough of it to try and slow his breathing down. Because hyperventilating for more than 5 minutes is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, so you basically finish your panic attack.
He finishes his mock panic attack, and you can hear his hand slowly leave the trigger of his gun, and his breathing begins to slow as he kind of shuffles a bit, uncurls himself as he begins to breathe slower but not normal still. They're both just curled in fetal balls for 5 minutes. After another minute, Edward kind of he lifts up, he slowly, his hands still shaking, lifts up the sheet to look at Bucky.
Bucky will scoot a little bit farther away and be like, please don't hurt me.
No, I'm not. You're fine. It's fine. You scared me there, sorry. Oof.
Of course, you have a gun. You have a gun.
I wouldn't use it on you, I'm sorry.
Is Edward fully standing up at this point, or is he still
No, Edward's still he's still crouched under the bed, kind of just using one arm to lift his one shaky arm to lift up the sheets. Still, you can see that he's intentionally making himself unassuming. His other hand is kind of raised, and they're both of his hands, one of them holding up the sheet, the other one kind of raised in mock surrender.
Bucky's gonna try do something very similar and try to stop freaking out. But he's still gonna stay in a ball on the floor. You just try to slow his breathing a bit.
Just in and out. Slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing. In for 4, out for 7. Might want to try that. That's what I'm doing.
Two things are not okay. Spiders and ghosts.
The best experience. Let's just sit here on the floor for a little bit longer. I don't think I want to move for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Do you know where?
Bud went?
Yeah.
Not at all.
At least the lights are on. Maybe somewhat
That's
safe.
something. Good something. Good something. Here. Edward is going to slowly stand up, still kind of like crouching down, and he's going to move the blankets on top of the bed aside and sit down, and he like pats the side next to him. He goes, just come sit for a little bit. We can just sit here for a bit.
He's gonna like stand up shakily. I don't know how else to describe it. Like slowly trying to figure out how to regain footing and
Yeah.
slowly walk to this side of the bed.
Alrighty.
Cool. Edward kind of gives you like a pat in the back, and he goes, "Yeah, we can just sit here, just for a little bit. Then we can keep moving. Let's yeah, yeah."
So as you sit there for a couple of minutes, but you are out at this point probably out in the hallway waiting.
Not yet. I have something. Uh, I have a thing.
Okay.
I have a thing.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I have to go pee.
Yeah, do your thing, because we need to let Skid go pee.
I'm waiting for them to approach my room. Damn it.
Okay.
Poor Will. Like
so-
he's just waiting for the people to join him. We're over here like having a dual panic attack.
Skid was 1 point away from having to roll against potentially having temporary insanity. For the record, now that you've triggered it, that event was going to be triggered by whoever entered this bathroom first, or whoever basically sang or otherwise triggered the beautiful voice part of the note. And the rest of you were going to suffer from it, but whoever did one of those two things was going to walk into oh fuck land. And that just happened to be Edward.
Yep.
This time.
He's at a state right now. If he were to set off any kind of sanity traps, he's temporary out.
Yeah. He's right on the cusp of not good.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, let me look at this. When you lose 5 or more sanity points, the consequence of a single sanity roll, bout of madness.
Bout of madness. Neat.
We're talking about what might have happened.
Oh baby, what could have happened?
Based so Skid, you are point sanity in the next in-game. Oh, 50 more sanity. You have lost it. You have 5 within this in-game now. So currently you're at 70. It doesn't matter what you start at.
Cool.
You collect cells.
Kind of like glances to the side and looks at Bucky. He goes,
Let's see.
Because Edward was attempting to be comforting by putting a hand on Bucky's back.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Elune is not
Cool.
back. So we're
Elune went to go get pain
meds.
medication.
Yes. But yeah, Edward is attempting to bond with the child. He's not very good at it. He kind of is a psychopath and does not feel empathy very easily. He's trying. Kinda.
Yeah, let's rewind that situation. I went to go check on you because you were like having a panic attack, and then you like went to you didn't go to shoot me, but like you made a noise with a gun, which sent me into like a whole no thanks.
Yeah.
So I was having a freak out session of my own.
I mean, Edward hears noises coming towards the bed that he's under. He's going to be spook, even if the lights are on. So he reaches for the gun, realizes it's a small child, and then it's just like, oh,
There's
small
Will.
child.
Hi, Will.
The recording's able to be saved. I'm not going to question it. Moving on.
Alrighty, cool. So you basically hear the two, like, both Edward and Bucky basically, you can tell it's them. I wouldn't say from their footsteps because they're the only other things in here, and you hear two sets of footsteps, one that seems lighter, one that seems heavier. You can kind of recognize, like, the click of their boots. It's definitely them.
Alright, so
walk outside from your shit.
before they as they approach.
That's vile. Oh my fucking god, that's vile. That's horrendous. That was so wet and chunky. That's fucking vile, dude.
And then from there, you hear some washing, and then you hear some soap, and then from there he goes, I feel refreshed.
Bucky, you see Edward has like a disgust look in his eyes, immediately forgetting all the fear he just had in favor for the expression.
So you basically still see Edward's kind of shaking a little bit, like as a result of, like adrenaline. You've seen people with adrenaline before. You can tell that he probably just had like an adrenaline rush. You see Bucky looks, like a little disturbed, but they both are appearing to be mostly okay.
Got it.
Smiling.
Physically,
Edward's
they're
still
physically
smiling.
okay.
Yeah, and physically. Edward's still smiling, but his eyes are filled with utter disgust from the sound that toilet just made. But his he's still like shaking a bit. And like his hair is kind of like some of his pulled back in a ponytail hair is like stuck.
The
to
lights
his
are on.
with sweat.
As you two walk into this room, you notice that those sacks, those are body bags.
Yee!
They're all empty. Bags. They're all empty, but there's just a whole bunch of body bags.
So
they look like hammocks.
Nice. Let's see. Elune, is that enough for COC iteration?
No, because you asked for it.
I was gonna give it to him anyway. I was just gonna wait for your character's reactions. Will, you regain a whopping 1 point of sanity because I rolled a 1 on the die.
That's perfectly fine because I only lost 1 so far, or was it 2? Lost 2.
You lost 2. Yeah, you lost 2. No, you lost 2 because I rolled a 2 when you had the thing peek around the corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
you kind of, can it be assumed you walk out?
Yeah, exactly. I completely refreshed. I mean, I was I went in there and I was all like, lights are back on. Wow! And then literally the light turned up and going, must be safe enough. And we did eat.
Took a dump.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you all kind of look around this room. Yeah, bunch of empty body bags.
Are they very obviously empty and flat, or are
they're obviously empty and flat.
You see Edward kind of look in, and he looks very giddy, and he goes, "Oh,
what?
There's nothing in them."
Isn't that a good thing?
No. Well, yes, in some cases. For me, no.
And then from there, he
You
just
just
kind
haven't learned to appreciate the art of a good dead corpse.
of, there's art.
Yes. There's an art for everything. Like the
Hmm.
sound that toilet just made.
You know, it
Some would
just
consider that art.
you. It depends. And then from there,
It depends, he says.
yeah. Anyways, it was. You know what? I'm not gonna continue this conversation. So, let's see. How did it go? Do I actually see like signs of like depression or bruising on Edward's neck?
No. And Edward, you have no pain there either. And you didn't even see anything when you like basically pressed your hands. You just felt like hands were choking you.
Leo. Yeah, Edward, he does look now that the disgust has left his eyes, he does look a little bit haunted is the best way to put it. Like he looks a little
Rattled.
bit yeah, he looks very rattled, a little bit haunted. He's still shaking a bit and he's still sweating. But like not as much as he was earlier. His hair, like some of his some loose strands have come out from his ponytail and are now like sticking to his forehead just a little bit. He does look a little bit rattled. And he does he usually has a hand on his gun, but you can like just faintly hear the rattling of it as it's in its holster as he's holding onto it. His arm's still shaking.
Okay.
He's gonna purposely position himself so that there's someone between him and Bud. Not Bud, Edward.
Doesn't like killing people. He just likes dead people.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in this train con?
No. But I look at my companions. You guys good? Because sounds like you need a. It's been a while. For running restrooms.
Nope,
Yeah,
I'm fine.
It's been around 10 minutes, Ingle,
10 minutes.
since the lights came back on.
I learned the hard way to let someone know who it is before you try to approach them.
I feel like you should have learned that a long time ago. Anyway, I will use the pisser. Bye-bye. He like opens and closes the door as he like stares into the deep abyss that is the poop hole. And he goes pee.
You take a I just got scared half to death piss and then come back out after washing your hands.
Is this more like as in like those like You know what? I'm not gonna specify. It just happens.
Yes.
He walks out of the bathroom, putting his gloves back on his now dried hands, because he may be a psychopath, but he does in fact wash his hands like a normal human being should. So he puts his gloves back on, like kind of like dusts his jacket off, and he goes, "All right, let's go." He's still shaking, by the way. He looks less rattled after taking a pee, but you know.
Alrighty.
It's a yearly chance. What's his name? Bucky.
Yes, what
I'm just
about
gonna
me?
reveal this for you.
This might be a yearly chance for a while.
To do what?
Restroom break.
A what?
To go pee.
Restroom. Latrine.
The pisser.
Nature calling.
Because if you need to do it, you might as well do it now before we keep going. So go pee now before we continue our road trip.
You didn't have to use all those big words.
Well, we
Go to the bathroom.
Go finish up
Okay.
your restroom break. This is why I wasn't gonna use the train map that had toilets, but I misplaced the other one. So now I was using this one. And no! You guys obviously go for the piss jokes. This is why I didn't want to use this one. Okay,
No, we
whatever.
just have to pee. Our characters
Okay.
just have to pee. It's not piss joke. Peeing is important. Peeing is a part of life, Eloon.
Okay! Are you guys done with
No.
the pissing?
Mostly. Anyways, moving on.
Mostly.
Alrighty, you may move about the cabin. By the cabin, I mean I revealed the last part of the last part of this row.
My boy is not going to go first. He would prefer to stay in the back and not die.
Okay. Who would like to go first then? Because we've had Will lead the charge, and we've had Skid lead the charge. So Tam, that means it's your turn. You're leading the
I've led
charge.
before.
For a room, yeah.
For a room, not for a car. Your turn. Alrighty.
You can't just hide behind the adults.
This car appears to
I'm
have more
terrible.
sweets.
That's what I
This
do.
time, this car appears to have more sweets. This time, with
Wait
each
a
of the
second.
small cubbies having their doors slit open. Inside, oh wait, no, this is the wrong one. Okay. You see within this car multiple new suites that have unsettling bedrooms within, shadows playing across their walls. The furniture in this car seems out of place and old, dilapidated, with creaky beds and dressers that look like they could collapse at any moment. The air, more so than the other cars, is musty and stale, as if these suites haven't been occupied in years. The overall atmosphere of these rooms are eerie and uncomfortable, and though you just recovered from a scare, you feel just innately cautious. Furthermore, you hear like the sounds of what appear to be scraping of nails against the wood coming from the southwest bathroom. This one.
I don't like that.
I'm talking about this one.
Bucky's gonna call back to Bud. Hey, as our resident experienced person with the cat, you want to take this one?
What'd you say? I couldn't hear what you said at the end of your sentence.
The cat is back.
You don't know it's the cat. You just hear the
I'm
scraping
making
of
an
like.
assumption in character.
It sounds. I should clarify. It sounds like humanoid fingernails on a chalkboard.
We don't know if the cat has human hands.
Okay. This room. The lights are on, for the record. So I'm moving you
Anyway,
here.
do you want to take this one since I don't really want to die?
Not. Let's see. Hmm. Can you describe what we're seeing, Alune, again?
As you enter this train car, you see two bedrooms that have dim lighting with shadows playing across their walls. The furniture is old and dilapidated, with creaky beds and dressers that look like they could collapse at any moment. The air is musty and stale, as if the suites haven't been occupied in years. The overall atmosphere of these rooms is eerie and uncomfortable, and you feel slightly on edge. Furthermore, you hear what sounds like the scraping of humanoid nails against a chalkboard coming from the bathroom. Southwest most bathroom.
Yeah. Bucky, you're the resident stealthy one. How about you? So how about you take us through this?
You're sending the child in again.
I did a train car. Skid did a train car. This is your train car now.
This is your train car, Tam. Let him have it. You may do this however you see fit. However you hear. You know that blacked out area? Yeah, that's where the nails on the chalkboard are coming from. There's a reason why it's blacked out. It's because that door is completely shut and you have to open it to see what's in there. This area.
Bucky's gonna like walk over to the door to the suite, and as he's like leaving the door, he's gonna grumble. I mean, it's directed at the two adults. However, he's making it so that he's not trying to be heard, although he's failing. I hate you both.
I turned to Edward.
You too, Bucky.
I turned to Edward. He's so cute when he's mad.
Edward kind of like nods.
Are there any like objects if I was to just simply step in the room?
You see like this door is like completely wooden. Within this room you see two single-sized beds that are all dusty. The entire room is covered in a slight air of dust. As you walk in, you kind of cough a little bit. You see like a couch, you see a table that appears to have like, an empty cup and plate on them, a dresser with some drawers hanging open. It seems like no one's touched this place in a long time, and the only objects that you could easily pick up are the empty, dusty mug and plate on this table.
Okay, so here's a fun thing. I'm gonna pick them both up. So now I have a plate and a cup.
You do.
And I'm going to take the cup and throw it at the bathroom door.
Yeet! You two hear like a clunk, clunk, clunk in the silence as basically this thing hits the door. Nothing. The sounds continue.
Bucky, I don't think that's a good idea.
If I open the door, I don't have space. If the thing opens the door, I can run away.
Why don't we just go to the next car? No one said we had to look at all these rooms and see what's in the bathroom.
True.
So we can
He's
just
gonna-
carry on.
He's gonna put the plate in his bag and then follow.
Alrighty.
I now have a plate.
You do.
I yoink them and I teleport.
Everyone, please move your tokens into the next car if you would wish to continue, and I need to change the music.
Oh, I can't. I guess I reached the barrier.
You dumbasses, move up.
Like,
This one. Up
like-
here.
here or like
There's a
over
dude in
here?
this
Oh
one.
no.
Yes.
Oh,
no,
no.
like this side. We're
Oh.
reversing it.
Oh,
It's
it's
a
a
snake.
staircase. Okay.
It's not a staircase as much as this is just how I'm having you move through the map, so it isn't massively long.
Bucky's gonna like give Bud a nudge. Like just go.
You're setting yourself up for a callback on how your character might be murdered, and I love it.
Okay.
Cause I mean like he's short, so like if he was to put his hands out, he would touch basically like the base of your back and just like push. Like go. Your turn.
Okay. As you enter this car, you see a man who appears to be in his mid-30s sitting at a desk. He writes with an old-fashioned fountain pen and wears a green sweater with maroon drop-cropped trim. His jet-black hair sits in stark contrast to his alabaster skin, and a single strand of his overgrown hair is a bright, off-red pink. He looks to you and smiles, not saying a word. His smile seems unsettling, and after a few seconds of robotically meeting your gaze, he turns back to the paper in front of him. I'm gonna post a picture of this good lad in Misk Media.
Can I ask a random question?
Yeah.
Is this ambience you?
No.
Sounds like you when you
It's not me.
It's me.
Oh, it's me.
It's from Dead by Daylight.
No idea what that is. Anyway,
Good
can
game.
I compare the sweater again?
You basically hold up the scrap. It is not the same. They're both green, but the green one that you have is a brighter green. This is more of an olive green.
Okay. That's make sure.
So he saw us, and he doesn't care.
He saw you, looked at you, smiled at you, didn't say anything, looked back to his papers.
Wow.
Edward he's going to pull out he's going to remain cautious and kind of like stand behind Bud, still keeping his hand on his gun, but he knows he wouldn't be able to really properly use it as of this moment in time because his hands are shaking.
So at this point, a kid who's probably stabbed people before who's been in grown-up situations, and this private eye investigator who probably had to meet his fair share of psychos.
He is a psycho.
So yes, and meeting his fair share of psychos, birds of the feather. Um, and seen multiple dead bodies.
Uh-huh.
These two are essentially hiding behind.
A 40-something-year-old man.
Hey,
Yes.
excuse you. Excuse you. Edward just lost 4 points of sanity. He's still a little bit spook.
Uh-huh.
Also,
It
you
doesn't
can
matter how
see
many-
you can see his bars, correct? And like the
Yeah.
question marks under his
Yeah.
name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just making sure you can actually see that.
It
So
does not matter how many bad situations Bucky's been in. He's still a fucking child.
right. I guess
He
I'll
would
be.
rather have the person who is like a foot plus taller than him deal with the thing that he doesn't feel sure about.
You know what? Fuck it. Fine, I'll do it.
So no, I approach,
No, okay, fine.
Okay.
and then
So
from
you
there,
basically walk up to the man.
I make sure I stay a good respectable distance away, and then from there I go. So I look at him, and does he react to us as we approach? I do
No.
so in a non-hostile manner.
He doesn't react to you. You know he knows you're there because he looked at you. However, as you kind of walk toward him, he just goes about his paperwork. He just continues to write. You know, occasionally dipping his fountain pen back in a well of ink to get more ink. Continues scrawling across the page, and you can tell from how he's, writing cursive,
Is
and doesn't say anything.
is there a typewriter in the room?
Is there a typewriter in the room? No.
Okay. And then from there, I'm going to go. Lovely letters and quality penmanship.
You see him look to you, and he nods.
He doesn't stop hunting?
He's not humming. This is the ambience I'm playing.
Okay, so it was just the ambience.
He's
Okay.
silent. He's mute.
Okay.
Well, or is appearing to be mute. He's not talking.
Got it. Alrighty. So, Bud is going to, let's see. What do we, let me check the roleplay for our loot here. Not loot, but you get my meaning of just stuff we found.
And the stuff
Yep.
you know, yeah, because it's all in there for me.
Alright, we found food, clothes, and different green sweater. Tell me I'm alive, but something isn't right here, right?
Was that a character question or an out of character question?
That was what Edward heard. That was what the whisper said. You tell me I'm alive, but something isn't right. Right.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. Is there anything else, like, about this room is, like, peculiar?
As you look around, you notice that in this room there appears to be just... Ignore what the map actually looks like. You see that in here there just appears to be a ton of files. Some of them nonsensical, most of them nonsensical, some of them blank. Some of them with, tidbits of information, seemingly copies of the same books, written by hand. Some of them typed, most of them written. Multiple drawers filled with inkwells, multiple different pens, some of them, obviously used, some of them new. All the writing supplies anyone could ever dream of. And you see a couple of drawings, crude illustrations, that appear to have been drawn by a child. And they're all of the same thing. They're all of basically like this small cat-looking creature.
Nice.
Okay. I look around and I go, let's see. How is the light, how is the candle light in here? Is it flickering?
It's flickering, and you notice that the person, basically, the man, he has a lantern on his desk so that he can see what he's writing. And a couple of lanterns hang around the walls, basically illuminating them.
And all of those lights flickering, or just the one he's near?
They're all flickering like, candles normally would, not more than normal candles.
Oh, okay. So, alright, Bud is gonna go, hi, are you able to speak?
You see the man kind of turn to you and just give you a shake of his head.
Mm. He gestures toward like speaking voice, or he also like he doesn't like stick his tongue out in like in a fashion, but he's gonna go voice or tongue.
You see him basically like take his hand and draw a line across his throat.
Draw. Oh,
Are you dead?
wait,
He
so
shakes his head. He's not a zombie.
What does the room smell like?
The room, it smells like that new book smell?
That?
It smells kind of like that.
Okay.
oh, so I'm gonna get a headache. Uh, okay. And when you put like the across his throat, that means he doesn't so he doesn't have his vocal cords.
You could assume that.
Got it. So that can explain the humming. Uh, let's see.
Lucky's gonna wander over to the table and like try to look at the papers that he's writing on.
Alrighty, so as you basically look at this papers, do you read what's on the one that he's currently reading?
I mean, depending if he's right-handed or left-handed, I probably can't see much, but I'll look at the ones that are on the table already. Because you said
You
there's more
see,
than one.
all of them say the same. So basically, all of them have two columns, and in each column, it says the exact same thing. Why do you never dream? Why do you never scream? Oh, believe I did try. This cursed body can't cry. You tell me I'm alive, but something here isn't right. Right? Silence grows in between. Don't make a sound, not a peep. 1, 2, don't get to 3. If you do, just don't breathe. Breathe. I'll put that entire rhyme
Please
in
do.
roleplay.
I
Here you go.
have assault. I have no voice, and yet I must scream.
Lucky's gonna pick one of these papers up and look at the person to make sure that he's not about to like
I am really
die from
vibing with
touching
this
them.
literary reference.
So you basically see him like look at the paper, look at you, and you see him basically continue like he does not react. He doesn't go to try and take it back. He just continues to sit there. And you notice as you kind of are looking at him, it's not that his movements aren't human, as if like basically it's not that I don't know how to describe how he moves. It's not quite right. Like he moves humanly, but at the same time is not human. He has a certain like rigidity and just like pattern to how he moves, how he looks, and how he communicates that just unnerves you guys. It
So
doesn't feel right.
abnormal body movement.
Yeah, just his body language and everything is sending a ton of conflicting messages that make it that's just unsettling. Like half his body language sometimes looks like he's annoyed, but then becomes happy or calm, anxious to sad, in just ways as he's moving that don't seem to line up with normal behavioral patterns.
This middle line is very intriguing. Edward's going to kind of like walk over to like lean over and read it as well. On the other side, I'm gonna move the token to where Bucky is, so that way he can look at what is being written down.
Yeah, you read the same exact thing. They all say the same thing.
Okay. The middle line is the exact same thing he heard in his whispers. So he kind of like he takes like a very small like step back, still just like staring at the paper. Yikes. That's me saying that, not Edward. Edward is uncharacteristically silent.
Yeah, you see the man basically turn around to look at you as he kind of like notices how you're reacting and kind of looks at you questioningly.
Apologies. I've just heard that line before. The middle one.
You see him kind of look to the middle one and just kind of he seems to look at you as if he's confused, but as he cannot speak because he doesn't have vocal cords. He does not.
He has paper and ink in front of him.
Yet. He
I think
could
you're right.
communicate, but he is not.
No, he's already gone.
Bruh, cringe.
Bucky's gonna take the paper that he picked up and fold it in half and slip it between 2 pages of his notebook that he got from his bag.
Alrighty.
I take one too.
You both take them, and you see him kind of look to you all, kind of taking the papers with a look of like mild confusion, as if he's not used to people like taking stuff.
Oh,
Your
is that
marking's very good.
is it okay if I take one?
You see him kind of look to you. He still looks mildly confused, but he nods as if to say, like, yeah, you can take them.
Oh, I forgot to mention earlier with those inkwells. I thought I said I'm not sure if I said it or if I thought it. Did I take those?
No.
No.
Shit.
They're dried. There's no purpose to really
They're
take them
dried,
now.
however, they do look like the exact same inkwells they look to be the same exact shape, size, etc., and have the same ink as what rests on this man's desk.
Okay. So it wasn't so much like as in we're missing a puzzle here. That was just a foreshadow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kind of like, he smiles like more lightheartedly than he usually does. Like his smile's usually like really harsh. He kind of like smiles kind of warmly, and he goes, "Are you doing okay?" In
You see him kind
reference
of
to the term.
yeah, you see him kind of turn to you, and you see him nod, and you see him kind of almost like, I don't know how to describe it. You see him kind of just like almost like let out a sigh, and kind of like gesture to the area around him, and just with like a warm smile, as if to like say like it. Would normally look like a warm smile combined with like kind of his strange movements and his gestures looks unsettling. However, you can get the message that he's basically conveying that here for him is safe.
It's a good thought. I hope you stay safe in here.
Does it look like there's any food or water?
That's the thing. No. He doesn't look emaciated at all, and he doesn't seem dehydrated. However, no, you do not see any food nor water.
Why do you never dream? Why do you never scream? Don't believe I did try. This scared body can't cry. You tell me I'm a lie, but something here isn't right, right? Silence grows between, and